come nobody's ever tried to be a superhero?
Well, I don't know. Probably because it's impossible.
Putting on a mask and helping people? How's that impossible?
Dude, if anybody did it in real life, they get their ass kicked.
This is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Turns out this fake superhero thing is really catching on.
I lay in bed and I always imagine myself saving the world. I don't know if you know, Joe, have I ever told you that story?
No.
Oh, with his fisting power?
He has a special signal that shines in the sky. It's in the shape of a giant.
I can imagine myself getting super big and aliens coming down and me punching them with a big fist.
By super big, he means, relatively speaking, 5'11".
That's some Armenian guy with a history of mental health problems.
The other night, I was so big, I had 1 foot in the East River and 1 foot in the Hudson, and these crazy bastards were coming in from the Atlantic.
This guy comes out of nowhere.
This would be the guy that looks like Batman.
And tell me, one guy killed 8 of my men tonight?
Oh, yeah.
It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Who are you?
Fist store.
It's Tuesday. It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Free Beer, Hot Wings, and Eric Zane. Joe and Steve here. You can join us toll-free, 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com. It's always available for you. To use the radio cliche, the phones are open.
Big time.
We don't even have a switch that closes the phone lines. Actually, no, that's not true. We do actually have a switch that closes the phone lines.
You can't get it right.
It doesn't close them. It puts them all on hold. But that effectively closes them.
Yeah, so it would just make sense if we said the phones are off hold.
Yeah. It's not as cliche as it seems, though, because, when we used to say that, we never had that button. Now we have that button. So the phones are actually open.
Right.
Good for us.
Yes, they are open. And that is always good when the phones are open. If they're closed, that means we don't want to talk. Mm-hmm. And that's never great.
Actually, it means it's 10 minutes before Dumber Than Zane trivia, and everyone calling is just calling to say, can I play?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And the answer is no.
Can you put me on hold and pick me?
Nope. That has never happened, nor will it.
So in the hallway yesterday at the radio station, I've had it. I've had it with this interaction. You all right over there?
Yeah. Everything's falling apart.
Having a little bit of a struggle getting into that.
Yeah.
Who's witness to what the interaction I had with Jenna? Because I'm just saying, I don't even care anymore if she hears it or anybody. I'm sick and tired of this act.
I half witnessed it. I was in earshot of it.
I don't care.
I heard it.
She hears it,
but that's okay because I've had this interaction too.
I think she could be it could be a great, nice person. I really do. But for some reason, depending on the time of the day you get her, you get this. You pass her in the hall. Hey, how are you? Which is what I said.
Mm-hmm.
And Free Beer heard it. Hello. I actually said, hello. And she looked at me and rolled her eyes. And I went, good talk. Mm-hmm. Which is something we do frequently on the show in mocking fashion to each other. But right there, it was a killer. I went, good talk, and just walked right by. And then I hear Freeberg go, hey. He knew.
I knew somebody. I didn't know who. And so I said, who? And told me. And I wasn't surprised because she does that to all of us.
To everybody.
I think,
what a slob.
Until I found out she did it to all of you guys, I thought she hated me for some reason.
Yeah,
and
what the hell?
I was trying to trace back. I'm like, what did I do? I can't think of any. I mean, maybe I did something and I don't know.
Yeah, I've moved beyond individual hurt and wondering if she does that to just
miserable
our show,
person,
or if she does it to everyone in the building. But yeah, it's happened so many times.
Get
for
out of
one,
here.
she has never said hello first, ever, in the history that I've known her.
God, please, do something crazy and get fired. And I hope to God it happens today.
And there have been times.
Why not? What's she ever? I don't even know what she does here. Except get pissed at everybody.
I'm sure she does stuff. She probably doesn't know what we do.
I don't know.
Probably not. Right. But all I know is that there have been a few isolated occasions where I said, hey, Jan, how's it going? And she goes, hi, or smiles.
That's always great. Nice.
But man, 90% of the time, you get nothing. She just looks at you and then looks away and keeps walking. You go, what the hell,
That's
man?
embarrassing.
Maybe she's done something really good for herself because when she does occasionally offer up I'm good, how are you?
I feel like, little victory.
A little victory. Because there are times where I've had really good conversation with her where I'm like, whoa, she must not hate me anymore. And then the next time I walk by, I go, hey, Jana.
I'm mad.
I feel
Look
bad
at my
again.
angry face.
Yeah, I can't figure out if we disgust her or if she's disgusted with life. I'm not sure which is. I think it's B. I do too.
It is B. A strong B with a bullet.
Hey, lady, why so miserable?
Oh, dude.
Could just be us.
I'm over it.
Could be, but either way, I mean, we've done nothing. To my knowledge, nothing directly.
What
we
have done?
She may perceive it as just us, but certainly it's not. We haven't done anything to her.
Maybe she's patently offended by the content of our radio show. She can't get over it.
I don't care.
I actually think she likes us, which is really screwed up.
You think she likes us?
I actually think, for some reason, something makes me think that she actually likes us.
Likes the show or off the air the people?
Both. I don't think she has a problem with the show.
I think I disagree with that completely.
But I think she's just so angry that the people she likes, she treats like dirt. So the people she hates, I'll bet she kills them.
You think she's a murderer?
Yeah,
she might.
I think there's probably somebody like this at every place where people work. That one person that's a little brooding, like we joke about Steve, but it's not true about him.
Yeah, that just came from him when he was when we were at the bar one time and he was all sulking. But that was just his general demeanor and look at the time because of alcohol.
Did you, by the way, we did a game show on Wednesday night of last week. Did you guys hear Steve's Jersey Tough Talk make an appearance at the game show?
I didn't.
Not that I recall.
No.
It was a good one.
Is that
one a really good one?
Is that the one when the woman came up?
Yeah, Steve's job, one of his roles at the game show is to go out and select 5 people from 5 different teams that would have a chance to compete.
He's out in the audience.
And invariably, no matter who's performed that role, when I've done it, when Zane has done it, when Joe has done it, when Hot Wings has done it, you point to someone and someone else with their blinders on says, oh, it must be me, even though it clearly wasn't them. And you end up with 6 or 7 or 8 people up on the stage. And there's always 2 or 3 people up there that know.
Yeah.
They did not get picked. They only decided to bum rush the stage because they think you won't tell them not to go. And so we had decided this time, we're not going to do that anymore because we've had a number of times where someone who legitimately got picked, and it's random, got to the stage, and then we went, sorry, man, we already got 5. See ya. And then they got hosed.
Right.
So this was the second time Steve had done it, and the first time a lady who had come up there had made an obnoxious ass of herself.
Oh, my God.
And we told her so.
She was a beast, and it was funny after the first, she had to do something with a blow-up doll or something like that.
Yeah.
And she declined, so she took off the stage, and then Joe turns around and he goes, and he goes, hey, where's that hot chick? And anything but hot.
No, she was Meredith from The Office.
Oh,
yeah, that's what she did.
You're right.
The funny thing was, she was telling everyone, by the way, out in the hallway or whatever, that we wouldn't let her do that. That's not true. We just told her she had to go in her turn. She wanted to decide. Well, she shouldn't have been up there anyway.
No, she shouldn't have been
wasn't
up there.
even picked.
But that's kind of true, because if I would have seen and heard her in the first place, I wouldn't have let her up there.
No, the issue was you guys said go pick 5 guys.
Yeah, well, she fit the mold.
Yeah, I mean, technically, there were 5 men up there. Confused by that because.
Wait a second here.
I'm kind of dudish.
She was wearing her Louisiana Tech Lady Texters women's basketball jersey.
Yeah.
Very lumberjacky.
No,
so the second time that Steve went out to pick 5, it didn't have to be all men. But there were 6 people up there, and I had said to the 6 people, who's up here that isn't supposed to be? And 5 of the people gave me answers, and the 6th person gave me a half answer that made me think it's them. And so Steve gets back up on stage, and in front of everyone, I say into the microphone, Steve, who's up here that's not supposed to be, that you didn't pick? And he points right at this one woman and goes, you're not supposed to be up here. I didn't pick you.
Yeah.
And that was not the Jersey tough talk. That was regular tough talk.
Mm-hmm.
And she just unflinchingly stared at Steve. And Steve looks at her
standoff between
and
like
says,
a wildebeest and Jersey Shore guy.
Yeah. And Steve says, it doesn't matter how long you keep staring at me with your dumb face. I still didn't pick you.
There you go.
Awesome.
Nice.
With your dumb face.
See you later, lady.
I
She's
didn't
probably
hear
very
that.
nice. But no,
I don't think she is.
doesn't
She behaved
matter.
like
like
she
a
is very
jackass
nice.
in that particular case.
She was gross, and I hope she doesn't listen anymore. No, I hope she's listening now.
Yeah, so maybe she'll learn. Maybe
So
she'll come away from this a
too.
better person. She won't, but maybe.
Speaking of women who piss us off, you're number 2.
Well, so that all happened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Up next, when is a hero not really a hero? A hero who, when you hear his interview afterwards, you realize, well, he didn't do that to save that guy. He did it because he's selfish.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
Yeah. Nikki, I have to know, and a lot of women want to know, how big is your waist? It's the tiniest waist I've ever seen.
No, are you really? Are you talking?
No, I am. No, I'm
Look
tiny.
at that. I'm like two apart.
No, you have the littlest waist I've ever seen.
I got them both beat.
Yeah.
So what advice did Lil Wayne give you?
Wayne tells me to go hard.
Go hard.
Go hard.
Wish I could, but
Wow.
Stop it.
Gracious.
The older he gets, the longer he's on television, the more of those he has, where it's blatant double entendre, where he's talking about sharpening his old man pencil.
That's hilarious.
Nicki Minaj is the first person you heard with them.
Hot Wings, you know her from that thing.
Oh, yeah. From and that other thing.
Yeah, she was on that once.
And she sang on that guy's album. I think.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com. When is a hero not a hero? 36-year-old Carlos Flores of East Harlem, New York, was held up as a hero by a lot of people because on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. he was at the subway station waiting for a train to take him to his job at a grocery store. The train was 3 minutes away. Another guy waiting for the train had a seizure, fell off the platform onto the tracks, and while other people on the platform started yelling at the guy, "Hey, get up, you're going to get hit!" Carlos was the one person who sprang into action. Everybody else was just yelling at him. He's having a seizure. Yelling at him's not going to make him get off the tracks.
Act fast.
Got to do something.
Carlos jumped down, helped to lift the guy back up onto the platform just as the train was rolling into the station, jamming on its brakes the entire way, and it had to avoid hitting Carlos. Carlos was then pulled out just in time before he was struck, risked his life to save that man.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
Then left. Didn't stick around for interviews, went to his job.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They finally tracked him down, and now people feel like he's not quite as heroic. He's still heroic, but it wasn't because of some, illusions of being a great superhero or being greatly benevolent. He didn't want to miss out on time and a half at the grocery store.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's his motivation.
Times are tight.
Well, whatever you need to motivate yourself, the guy's still a hero.
They said
because he's a D-bag.
He was asked, "What were you thinking?" And he said, "I was thinking, if this guy gets hit, I won't be able to get to work. It's Sunday. It's time and a half day. Yes, I was motivated to save a life, but I also wanted to make $19 an hour."
Oh, that's sweet.
That was his thing.
There is nothing wrong with that. However, you need to be motivated.
Either way,
he still saved a guy.
Either way, dude is saved. The man who fell on the tracks was taken to the hospital. He's going to be okay. Carlos, as we said, did not stick around to see him get taken away. He hopped on the next train, went off to his shift at the grocery store. $19 an hour at the grocery store is pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
not
gig
bad.
right there. Time
that's
and
a pretty
half.
good wage.
I guess cost of living in New York is super high, so that makes sense.
Yeah, true.
But
sweet.
Well,
that's hilarious.
Last night, my DVR died last week, so I don't have anything on it. So for those moments, like when I sit down to eat, I usually like to watch something off the DVR.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid I have to watch a commercial or go through the channel guide.
Right.
And so I've just been finding random things that maybe I would like for later, like rainy day stuff. And one of the things, thank goodness, was the 2010 Pumpkin Chucking Championships.
I'm glad you mentioned that. We watched it on Loser Thanksgiving.
You did?
Yep.
I can't believe how fast I may have stumbled across it every other year or so. I've watched it before.
That stuff's crazy.
It's the big annual event in Delaware, as you guys know, because you watched it. Started 25 years ago with three guys sitting in some guy's blacksmith shop, and they said, "Hey, we need a competition. Let's all build catapults." Okay, so they went out to a field 2 weeks later, and everybody got drunk, and the three of them invited all their friends, and they fired catapults. And then the next year they said, all right, let's do it again. And then now it's grown into, they
huge.
kept saying the second largest event in Delaware. Well, it's Delaware. It's not like
I mean, it's not that.
It is amazing. It's loaded with every redneck you could imagine.
Oh, my gosh.
We got to send Joe there. We got to send Joe for the Pumpkin Chunkin' Championships. It is a spectacle.
It really is.
Dude, you would have the time of your life. We'll get Bishop here, and they can launch Bishop. That's what we do, dude.
Some of those machines are actually a little bit terrifying because they exist so on the edge of explosion. Yeah. And they showed, and I've only gotten about maybe 30 minutes into the 2-hour special. Did you guys, I know they keep showing it as a teaser, but there was one, I don't know if it was one of the torsion ones or the trebuchets, where it launched and the entire launch arm flew down the field.
Saw that on the preview, too. Didn't get that far because I kicked everybody out and wanted to go to bed. But, I did up to that point. It was amazing. First, we were distracted by the two guys from Mythbusters host it, and the one dude who wears the hat with no hair and that stupid overly hairy goatee.
Is he the one whose sunglasses look like welder's glasses?
Yeah. What an embarrassment this guy is. Oh, that guy sucks.
Hold on, I've got to get into my myth-busting costume.
So stupid. But the whole spectacle of the fact that they can launch, some of them go over 4,000 feet. Some as high as 5,000.
Unreal, man. I mean, you're launching these things like near a mile.
Yeah, I can't figure out what is my favorite way to launch them.
Yeah, I know. The fact that they've got cannons and trebuchets and catapults and all these I like the guys that actually show up wearing like Viking horns and stuff where they come as teams.
Almost all of them. Yeah, every single one of them are disgusting people who do this.
Yeah, man. Some of those accidents, like you said, where they showed one team last year where. Yeah, bringing it back. I saw the throwing arm start to bow a little bit, and then they showed the video in this massive wooden beam that they launch with using torsion from wound ropes. Just snaps, and someone's going to die there someday.
That's what Steve said.
For sure.
Steve said that every year there has to be some crazy death, and the thing is, though, it's okay because I saw all these people, and it doesn't matter.
Right? No, they'll get that person will be replaced by some other idiot.
They're not even real people.
What I don't understand is because the trophy had a sponsorship from Discover. But I think that's relatively new. And there are big crowds there, so there is room for sponsorships, and it has television. So my wife said, it's just a matter of time till all these teams that are there have sponsors on their jackets and stuff, because there is television for it now.
Sure.
And it is something that people watch. But there was one team on there, I think they were called the American Chuckers or something like that. And this guy had gone in 2009 as a fan and came home and said to his wife, I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And he and his team of people, now you have to have some expertise to do this. Like I couldn't do it.
The engineering skills are very strong. I mean,
but this guy, they estimated that they had about $100,000 into their rig, and it was pretty badass. I don't know if they won or not, but if they win, they get a trophy. You're not going to get that money back. Where does the average person get that kind of money? I think about that even like with local racetracks where, the cars in the top divisions cost $75,000 and a new engine is $20,000 and a set of tires is. Where does the average person get that kind of money?
Boy, I don't know.
They're not all super rich.
I have no idea. I'm glad it happens, though, because those things launching that far, my God. I say the Army, the military, bring that type of weaponry back just because it's cool.
You want to bring back the assault weapon, the trebuchet?
The fact
just
that they
for the fun of it,
make a round bomb and call it pumpkin bomb, and don't even, just have a few of those trebuchets there just for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, just for the fun of it,
just to lob into a community here and there.
I mean, really use pumpkins. Not even pumpkin shaped
explosives.
Ammunitions, just pumpkins. Mm-hmm. Every so often, just roll one of these things up in between daisy cutters or whatever other kind of armaments they have. They've got all these missiles and drones and everything, and then all of a sudden, just chuck a pumpkin in there, just for the hell of it.
Oh man,
why not?
How about those lunatics that go downrange on their four-wheelers to measure the distance?
Yeah.
And you'll see the pumpkin smash like 3 feet from where they're sitting.
Yeah.
I hope you don't misjudge that.
I would not want to die by incoming pumpkin.
What were they saying that the one, some of the ones where it was the propulsion where they have the cannon, that it might be
compressed
going,
air.
What did they say, 600 miles an hour by the time?
600 feet per second.
600 feet per second. Still super
or was it
fast.
600 miles an hour?
No, I think it was feet per second. But when it's leaving the cannon.
Still,
like it would go from 0 to 600 feet per second in the length of the cannon. That seems super fast to me.
That is incredible acceleration.
600 feet in 1 second. 2 football fields.
That is moving.
I wonder what that is in miles per hour.
Seriously fast.
It's got to be a conversion site somewhere. Man.
That show is fascinating. Joe, yeah, it would be a good trip for you. I'd be jealous.
Dude, that would be much fun.
What a spectacle.
Cool I mean...
if you haven't seen it, they have all of these machines lined up, and it's on I think they said an 11-acre farm or whatever, and they're just blasting these. It's probably bigger than 11 acres. That doesn't seem big enough, but they're just blasting these things, and they've got this net set up behind. And as we're watching, I'm thinking, if that machine flies apart, I know that net is there for quote unquote safety. But if that machine flies apart, that is going to be hot knife through butter.
Oh, yeah.
Those people are dead. They talked about in 2009, the one that's launched by hydraulics. They're bringing it back, and it was just a simple catapult, but they use hydraulics to put the pressure on before it's released to make the arm go. Mm-hmm. And they were showing it, and then the hydraulic seal burst, and hydraulic fluid started spraying all over everybody.
409 miles an hour. On those ones that come out of the air cannons.
Wow.
According to this website.
That is
calculation. Conversion.
That is seriously fast.
409 miles per hour. Wow, a pumpkin.
Flashback on the way. One of our favorites, producer Joe's dilated Dear John letter. That's on the way. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wig Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
If you go to freebeerandhotwings.com, lots of new stuff going up there, including a video of a lady that is willing to sacrifice her home for her delicious turkey that she spent a lot of time on, and the rest of her family screams at her. You have to see it to understand. Flashback today, producer Joe's dilated pupil Dear John letter.
Just hang your little head and cry, that's all she wrote. I sent your saddle home.
Good old Hank Sr.
Now my gal's short and stubby, she's strong as she could be.
I love the,
But if that little old gal of mine ever gets a hold of me, that's all she wrote.
I don't know why I didn't like this when I was a kid.
I've sent your saddle
I don't think I was exposed to it.
No, I never heard this stuff when I was a kid.
I think this is terrific.
I heard a boatload of this stuff when I was a kid.
Oh my gosh, it's like brand new to me.
I
I've never heard this one before.
It makes me want to set up like an elixir stand in the middle of the town square. Maybe run for mayor. But only if there's dirt roads.
This cures what ails you.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Let's welcome our own producer, Joe. Hi, Joe.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Very good.
Good, man. How are you?
How are you, Joe?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I can't see anything, but...
Explain what's happened. Explain what has happened to this point for anyone just tuning in.
Sure thing. Okay. Well, right before I left the station, I put some of the eye drops in my eye, and just 10 minutes later, I go to look at my phone to dial in the hotline. I can't see anything. It's just so odd.
Because your eyes are dilated.
They dilated so you can't focus on anything close up. Everything's a blur.
Are you wearing those crazy sunglasses that Dewey brought to protect your eyes from his dad?
I am.
Because
it's a good choice.
Because the brightness will hurt you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because your eyes can't dilate down.
Yeah, my head is almost too fat for him.
So, Joe, it's a weird sensation because you can still see, like, out in front of you, no problem.
Yeah, it is. It's weird. It's messing with my brain. It's like I'm drunk, but not.
We should. There could be a lot of challenges we could do with Joe when his eyes are dilated, like juggle knives.
Juggle knives.
That's right.
I don't know if we'll do that.
No, probably not.
I don't know. Seems like a good idea.
We're not.
Why not?
We're not videotaping. We're tired of meetings, so no, there is no videotape. I know those are getting fewer and far in between, but that's the nature of the beast. We're kind of a target.
Nothing much to see, I wouldn't think, anyways.
Yeah.
No, this is going to be your interaction is the focus.
What kind of a place are you in?
Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Anything else?
Awesome. No, that's it for now. I'm good. Thank you.
I think that answered my question.
Yeah.
Coffee shop?
Guess so.
Pancake place.
Ah, okay. Awesome.
All right. So, do you have somebody picked out that you're gonna?
You have a mark?
Read that letter to you?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna get your guys' opinion. We can the staff and manager, my waitress and manager, they already know that I can't see anything, and they said that they would be willing to help if I needed help reading anything.
Well, that lady we just heard it'd be funny to hear her.
That's terrific.
And then, Joe, one thing that if it's too quiet, I thought you could use the excuse, you have to speak up. I have a hard time hearing in crowds, and I haven't been blind long enough to pick up that extra sensory explosion in my ears.
Okay.
Now, is he saying that he's blinded or just he had his eyes dilated?
No, not blind.
Okay.
You just can't see up close,
right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, yeah, Joe, maybe her, and because Hot Wings wrote a Dear John letter, and as it's going to go, you're going to say, hey, I just got my mail, or whatever it is you're going to concoct. The idea is to get her to read the letter that only Hot Wings and you know. Well, even you don't even know what it says. And it's a typical Dear John letter. I would guess atypical.
Yeah,
and,
I want to thank Luke Langdon, too, because
right?
he had actually written in, and he helped. There were a lot of lines and ideas that I got from him.
He's a listener.
It was, he wrote some stuff, so I changed a few things around. But
Hot Wings, you're the only one ultimately that knows what the final draft of this letter looks like. Do you feel that Joe's going to be very awkward?
I hope so.
That was the goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I hope so.
Now, Joe, do your fake cry again,
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, authentic.
Over the phone, he sounds like that clip you play of the gibberishy woman. From that
Joe, if you feel yourself starting to laugh, you can always just start to cry to let it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Well, here she comes.
All right. Perfect.
Okay, Joe.
You're on.
Yeah. I was wondering if you could help me out. Is there any way that you could read that to me? Because I can't see it.
Okay. Dear Joe, as you know, I've been doing some thinking lately, and I'm writing this letter because I'm tired. I know you've tried. Oh, I'm tired. I know you've tried to be supportive after. I don't want to read it. That sounds certain.
Well, yeah, probably. My girlfriend wrote it for me. Oh, it's okay. I don't mind. It's all right.
Just tell her I've been expecting it. I've been expecting it.
I've been expecting this.
I know you tried to be supportive after I was diagnosed as the first person in America with hair cancer. Oh, come on. This is a joke. But it really sucks. And I can't stay with you because I get depressed knowing the part of what made you love me was my leg.
What? Did you
No, come on.
What does it say? What does it say after that?
All right.
Joe, is she breaking up with me?
She gets depressed knowing...
Is she breaking up with me?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me finish reading.
Tell her to slow down and enunciate for the radio.
All right. I guess I just need to find myself. We've had good times. I'll always remember our mouth burst, laugh out loud fun. Remember when Easy shared tossed salads on his moped?
Who? What happened?
When Easy shared tossed salads on his moped.
Okay.
I know it will probably be hard to find another person to share my lesbian love with.
What?
Especially someone who accepts my blindness and cleft palate. Come on.
I can't see it. What is...
Anyways, making sure you're okay, and I hope the operation down there went well. Perhaps one day our dream will come true, and we will be lucky.
What?
Say, why are you laughing?
Never forget.
Why are you laughing?
Say it's not funny and start crying.
This is not funny.
Pound your fist. Pound your fist. Pound your fist. Hard. Say, read it again.
Is there more? Say, is there any more?
Is there any more? It looks like there's more, but I can't read it. Go, Terry. Oh.
Don't leave me.
Can you imagine being the other people in the restaurant?
I wasn't supposed to cry.
Joe, yell out, does anybody have a soul?
Does anybody have a soul in this world?
Say, all the tears make my eyes burn.
My tears make my eyes burn. Yeah. My girlfriend just broke up with me. And I can't read the letter.
Say, the other lady left.
I think
the other lady left. Will you read this?
The other woman left. Will you read this? My eyes are dilated.
Maybe she misread it.
Maybe she misread it. I don't know.
No way.
Tell them to start at the point where it says Viva la Rim.
Viva la Rim. Joe, do you think you should leave?
All right. Is anybody...
What does it say?
Okay.
Well, I don't think that anybody broke up with you. This sounds like a joke.
Say, it's not a joke.
Sounds like a joke.
Well, no, my girlfriend gave it to me.
Who would do that?
Say,
Yeah, no, I think it's a joke.
Say, don't judge me. Your marriage is a joke.
She's talking about leg hair cancer, and there's really no leg hair cancer.
No, she did get leg hair cancer. It's definitely from her.
Leg hair cancer. Say, can you just read the second half of it? Because that's where she stopped off.
Could you read just the second half of it? Because that's where she left off. Where my eyes are.
No, this is some kind of a joke.
What?
This is some kind of a
Say,
joke.
why do you keep
letter?
saying that?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Why do you keep saying that?
I'm glad my personal life is such a joke to you.
Yeah, do that.
No, my personal life is not a joke. Everyone always says it is.
No,
But it's not.
No, the letter. No.
She's joking with me?
Yeah, I think so.
How do you know? Read the letter.
How do you know? Read it to
What
me.
does it say?
Read
I
the
don't know
dirty letter.
what it says.
Stupid ass.
Joe, get mad.
Could you read it?
Scream at her.
What part of...
No, you're going to be crying, honey, and yelling and stuff.
Say, well, what
sorry.
part makes it seem like it's a joke?
And say,
Okay, just calm down. Everything will be okay.
Okay.
Comforting him.
tell her that you
It's
feel
my
better.
girlfriend.
Tell you, and you're now strong enough to hear the rest of the letter.
Could you please read me the rest of the letter?
Say, I'll be okay.
Yeah, you're strong.
I'm screaming because you're laughing and hearing it, you know.
Okay.
I won't. I will. I'll keep it together.
Will you may read down here? What? I don't know what.
I don't know where she left off. She left off with like hair cancer. Like hair cancer.
Tell her to keep.
My leg here gets long. I guess I just.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I know it will probably be hard to find another person to feel my lesbian love with.
What?
Especially someone to accept my blindness and cleft palate. Always make sure you're okay, and I hope your operation down there went well. Did you have another operation?
I did today.
What kind?
Eye.
Okay. Perhaps one day or two and we'll see lesbian lovers again.
Don't cry yet. There's a P.S.
It's not your girlfriend, it's a guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, no problem.
Yeah, it is.
Don't worry about it.
Joe, say to her, read the P.S.
Is there a P.S.?
Is there more?
Is there more?
It just says, I know what boys like, I know what guys want, I know what boys like me. I got my cat moved. That's so obsessive, zippers and buttons, tons of frustration. They get so angry, like naughty children. Denied their candy, I laugh right at them. I know what boys like, I know what guys want, I know what boys like, I've got what boys want. You know what it sounds like to me? He's just upset for a laugh. That's all it is, Joe.
You don't think he really wants to break up with me?
No, just calm down. About the fun that you had. Yeah, it's not a breakup thing.
Say,
I don't want the mouse parties to be over. Balls in the light.
Did your glasses fall off?
Okay, I didn't.
It'll be okay.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right, Joe. She's
Thank you.
Tell her you're going to finish your breakfast and then drive recklessly.
Get drunk.
You're a cute guy. Hey, you're all that. And don't forget it.
Ask her if she wants to.
Say, are you single?
Okay.
People are sick
Say,
talkers, right? From the fact if I hate it, I'm going to tell them about it.
Say, are you single and do you like tossed salad?
Where you work?
Yeah, just freak out.
I work downtown. I just do cleaning things at various buildings.
You dress sharp.
Ask her if she's in for maybe like a rebound salad tossing. Would you be interested?
Darling, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay. Are you single?
Yeah, I am.
She's giving him.
Do you like tossed salads and mouth parties?
What's a mouth party?
Singing?
Say you don't know? Oh, I can't wait to show you.
Say, oh, never mind. Just get out of it.
No, I'm fine. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, Joe. Get her out of there.
Yep.
You gotta quit.
Now, Joe, and
I will be quiet.
Stay there and enjoy the rest of your breakfast while pretending to be sad.
Yeah, while everyone's staring at you.
Try that.
I'm going to.
Have fun.
Oh, she's.
I did. I can see far. I just can't see close.
Freak out and tell her to F off.
No, don't.
Say your eyes are just like your life. You can see a happy future, but right now it seems so dark and bleak.
Yeah.
You're sharp, you're all that. You're the sheriff.
Thank you.
Stand up and throw your fork and scream, "Stop patronizing me."
Stab her.
Thank you so much.
Stab her.
All right, Joe. Joe, we gotta go. was a classic. I remember the question being asked, couldn't Joe have done this without having his eyes dilated? And the answer, of course, was yes.
Yes. But what fun is
not
that?
as much fun for us.
Then it's kind of like lying.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Do me a favor? Would you please help him redeem himself by telling a real sex story?
Yes.
I don't. You know what? I'm a gentleman, and I don't kiss and tell.
This is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
And these kids are not ready to be parents, nor are they ready to have AIDS. I don't think any of these people know that you can have sexual satisfaction without taking your clothes off.
I dated this girl for a while, and she was really a nasty freak. She just loved to get down with sex all the time. She was like, any time of day, she was like, yeah, let's go. I'm so nasty. And I'd be nailing her. Oh, she'd be like, oh, you're nailing me. Cool.
It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Yo, answer this question. Are you a virgin? Are you a virgin?
Okay, embarrassment. I'm 56 years old and I'm a virgin.
No woman would want to have sex with that loser.
It is Tuesday. It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Thanks for joining us. Free Beer, Hot Wings, and Eric Zane. 3 hosts, 2 with dumb names, 1 with a regular name. 2 producers, Joe in his booth, Steve deeper in the bullpen. Intern Rape Stash Wet Hands here to answer your phone calls. Help you get on the air. 1-800-947-3979. It's the I Can't Wait to Talk About Blank segment. Whatever's on your mind. In 15 minutes, baby sadness.
Oh, my gosh. This is
going to require our best coping skills.
All right. And here's your setup. I get an email from Free Bear. We all got it. About 5:30 yesterday. With some things he saw on the internet that might be worth talking about. Which, by the way, that whole aging process reversed in mice is fascinating. Did you read that one? Did you read the thing?
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Oh, my God. Put that in. This is incredible stuff. This the whole reversing the aging process. But Free Beer had his own description of this link, and it says, this is a terrible picture of a baby born with a rare disorder. Baby is alive. And I'm not going to say anything else right now. And when I clicked on it, there is a first picture of a newborn with a problem. And then we just talked about it off the air. And I go, did you scroll down? Because the kid's 1 now. The kid has survived.
Yeah.
And you hadn't seen those other 2 pictures?
I saw the first photo of day of birth, and then my mind jumped to the conclusion that was recent and that the child was going to die, and I did not want to see anymore, so I went click back, and then I cut and pasted the address into the email. So, yeah, this will largely be new to me and completely new to Hot Wings Joe, Steve, and anybody else. Well, Steve's going to post it to freebeerandhotwings.com.
Your baby is so ugly.
Oh, amen.
It's true.
It's shocking. It is shocking. You get ready. You've never seen anything like this, man.
This is you have to see it. We'll put it up at freebeerandhotwings.com.
It's incredible. I can't believe. Now I've seen it once, and it's in my mind. I'm looking at the picture right now while I'm telling you in my head. I can see it. This haunted my sleep.
I hate these types of lead-ins. The ones where I can't wait to see something, and I'm dreading seeing something, and that something is the same something.
That's accurate. That's how you should feel.
This is so screwed up.
I like it when it's more cut and dried of, nope, I do not want to see that, and I'm not going to look.
Well, that's exactly how I felt as I was getting ready to share it with you, because I thought to myself, I kind of wish I didn't see it. But at the same time, I had to see this, because it's amazing. So we'll share that coming up in about 15 minutes.
I want to see
Hot Wings is filled with.
I can't wait to see it.
Trepidation.
But I am dreading it. It's kind of like an incredible car accident, no doubt.
I am convinced now that there is a really, really substantial thing that takes place in anyone who's a parent. That when something goes haywire, when life goes haywire, and your kids get sick with whatever.
Yeah.
There is a mechanism that goes off in there that keeps them constantly high in order to cope. Because, man, there's no way anybody could cope with something like this without having some heaven-sent mechanism, some type of thing that makes it so that they can handle something like
you'd
this.
You'd hear the baby crying, wah, wah. You'd walk in there and, ha!
Oh,
because you'd forget.
What? I'm not.
Are you terrified now?
I'm underselling it.
Yeah.
This is an undersell. There's no sell that can do this justice, Joe. I was sitting there at a swim practice, my daughter's swim practice. Drink. No, does that count?
No.
Okay.
It has to be your exercise.
My daughter's swim practice, and I'm in the stands. I'm supposed to be watching her doing the backstroke or whatever. And I go, what's this? Free This looks interesting. Click. Phone opens up. And I went, oh my God, out loud. And Jackie goes, what? I go, nothing. You can't see this. And then I scrolled down to the one you haven't seen yet, Freeber. And I went, oh my God.
It's something.
Well, this is perfect because not only is my wife pregnant, but we're going in for an ultrasound today. So that'll be great. I won't be thinking about that leading up at all.
Dude.
Yeah, it is a little bit poor timing for you.
Oh, that's a weird scenario.
Ugh. I'm not going to like this.
If your baby has this, will you pledge right now to bring him or her in and put him in a bassinet on the counter for the web cameras?
I don't even want to talk like that. That is awful.
Yeah,
that's
that is ridiculous. I can't believe you.
That was terrible. Because, dude.
Oh, yeah.
No.
There's all sorts of coping mechanisms.
No,
come on now.
That one won't fly. That one.
That's real. That's real life. I'm actually going to an ultrasound today. You can't insinuate
that suggestion is not real life.
If your baby has a crazy deformity, could you put it in front of the webcam?
This deformity.
This is a crazy deformity. This is the worst. This is the worst of all deformities.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way.
This isn't two fingers fused together.
I don't know if that's true.
If this kid had feet for eyes, it would be less incredible than what. It's true, Joe. Wait till you see this. This is amazing. No. This poor baby.
Oh boy.
Now, Hotwings, I apologize. I didn't mean that the way it obviously sounded, but I would like to point out what I believe is an apparent flaw in logic, because it's okay to make fun of a baby who really has it.
Well, I don't plan on making
fun. The insinuation that the slim chances might happen, God forbid, clearly I wouldn't wish for it, is offensive.
Well, I haven't even seen it yet, so I haven't made fun yet.
I'm just telling you, this is incredible. I think that the time is that we occupy with, oh my gosh, will be too long and pronounced to even have room for even one, well, maybe one joke. Well, maybe two or three.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's how it's going to go, because eventually we're going to, but I'm telling you, man, this is, you haven't seen anything like this. And if your child, God forbid, something terrible, you can't be on the show anymore. We'll pay you.
Wait a minute. Why isn't that offensive?
No.
What the hell? I got browbeaten by everybody in the room.
Let me explain it before you jump down my throat. It would be too awful to look you in the face.
Yeah, so
it would be so sad that we would just pay you for the rest of the duration. But we wouldn't. It would be too much a coincidence that would drive us all crazy. It would be such an incredible elephant in the room. We wouldn't want to discuss it. Literally. It'd be terrible.
Truly.
So, yeah. Oh, my God. You wait. This is amazing.
I cannot wait, and I would like to wait forever.
So, off the air, Joe said that he saw two horrific things yesterday. Joe, would you describe them to all of us?
Yes.
And no backpedaling. Because the one you said made you or your girlfriend look silly.
The first thing that we saw, well, I'll go in reverse order, because yesterday I went and saw 127 Hours. Finally came to town.
That's the story of Aaron Ralston, the hiker who got his arm caught in between a couple rocks and had to cut it off.
Exactly.
And it's the one where they had said that moviegoers were passing out at sneak peeks and previews because of how graphic and intense the elongated scenes of him removing his arm are.
Those people are weak-brained. because it is ridiculous to puke or pass out.
Yeah.
Something that is on the screen that is fake. But it is very, very graphic. He's got his arm cut open, dude. He finally decides to make the plunge.
I don't want to hear that.
Just stabs right into his forearm.
Tough guy.
Wow.
And you see that they do this crazy special effect where you see the knife come in and tap on the bone.
How long is if the movie's 2 hours? Probably about right?
It was about an hour and a half.
If it's 90 minutes, how many minutes of the film are him actually committed to cutting his arm off?
Ooh, gosh. Probably 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't get to 10 minutes into the film, he's stuck, 20 minutes in, he's deciding to cut his arm, and then 1 hour is slow, meticulous slicing?
No.
Okay, thank God.
But he's got to use this little blade because he'd been hacking away at the rock with the big blade on the multi-tool. So he gets out the little one. Yeah. So he's got to kind of cut away.
Yeah. Dig.
Death by
little
a thousand
by
cuts.
Little.
Yeah.
Just dig into it. And so finally he's got his arm
chip away.
Peeled open. There's this big giant gash. And you see this massive tendon.
Tendons are tough to cut.
Dude.
God made those strong.
Yeah, they're really tough. You ever try to do that on a chicken breast if there's an errant one?
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Great, now I can't eat chicken either.
So
very tough.
So he sees that tendon there, and as soon as...
Yeah. Hold on, Joe. You turn your mic down.
Yeah. I can't hear him for some reason. The only good part of Joe telling this story is the more graphic he gets, he laughs, but there's also moments where I can see him think about barfing.
Weak mind.
Oh, dude, and the music's going crazy, and he
Is this the music?
Yes. Yeah. It's like that every time he just taps it a little with that blade. This incredible noise and this pain shoots into him. And so he takes his finger and he kind of digs it down there just to pluck at it.
Wait a minute, hold on a second.
Pluck at it.
Joe, pause on it. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Yeah.
You were saying.
So he's got, he puts the multi-tool in his mouth. He's got blood all over his face.
I need a ambulance.
It's like an animal.
Yeah.
And he's plucking at it. And he sits there for a second.
It's not a guitar. What do you mean he's plucking at it?
He takes his finger.
Does it have a note?
And he just kind of plucks it.
Yeah.
So he takes the multi-tool, and he knows he needs something a little bit stronger to get the job done.
Yeah.
So he takes the pliers and just...
Jesus. Hold on a second, Joe.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. Wait.
My effing teeth were clenched so hard.
Yeah. Wow.
It hurt my jaw.
What an amazing thing. And now didn't he have to just kind of twist to bust his arm? Didn't he had to break the bone?
That's the first thing. Yeah, that's the first thing he did when he decided it was time. Because he stabbed his arm once just to see if he could do it, and that's when he hit that bone.
I mean, you're in a bad shape if your experiment to see if you can take it is to stab yourself.
Dude, yeah, there was more of that. He sees his hand on the other side of the boulder, and it's all gray and gross, and he's sticking his finger with the knife to see if he could feel.
So that
he couldn't.
Some people aren't even familiar with this story, but ultimately, as you were describing, he finishes the job. He now has one arm underneath a boulder at the elbow. Yes.
A little bit below the elbow.
Okay.
And
holy cow!
Finally, I mean, after
survived,
busting his arm, cutting through that tendon.
That's the toughest thing that's ever happened, ever.
To do that to yourself.
That's up
to
there
be able to.
With World War II veteran with arm blown off, rescuing another guy on the beach,
carrying his arm, stuff it in his pocket.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and almost as gross is him drinking his bodily fluids.
Yeah.
And then freeing himself, he's got the tourniquet on. He sticks his stump in a bag, wanders out of the canyon, and sees this filthy pond that he just falls into.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after he got rescued,
Yeah.
Okay. Did he ever go back and see the remains of what was
From
the
what
hand?
I've read, because the movie didn't go that far, but from what I've read is they went back, they did get his arm, they burnt it, they cremated it, and he took the ashes back and flung them back into that.
This is
canyon.
now, fast forward to today. He's probably pretty, probably been a pretty lucrative thing, the whole recovery and telling the story.
Well, the book was a huge bestseller.
He's a motivational speaker, right?
He's a motivational speaker.
I would bet he draws a pretty good amount of money, because if I had a chance to see him, I'd want to see him. Maybe. It might gross me out. I might be I'm sure I'm weak-minded, so I'd probably pass out while he's talking.
I'm sure it's been asked of this guy before, this Ralston guy. Knowing that, now you have all this wealth and fame, and you're alive, minus your arm, would you trade it? What would you do? If it were you, Joe, would you trade your arm for what?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Really? You would?
I don't know. It's such a crazy movie and decision to make.
I don't know.
I would not.
I would not either.
No,
Because
it would have to.
Awesome hooks. He can still do his mountaineering and climbing.
Well, I guess that is all that matters.
Yeah, as long as he can.
I'm sure.
Climb.
That may have been one of the most. That's right up there with like getting blown up if you're in the military, like driving on the road. That's an incredibly traumatic experience. I bet his brain was fried for a long time.
I'm sure.
Because in the movie, I know he talked about at the time when he was doing interviews like on the Today Show and everything. He had required that because he sent he was taking home video of himself on a camera or cell phone or whatever.
Yeah, he filmed a bunch of videos.
And he would not allow networks to show some of the ones towards the end because he was losing his mind a little bit. He was losing his faculties, and he was saying goodbye. He was making a last will and testament. Did they portray that in the film?
Yeah, because as far as I'd heard, he's never let anybody watch any of it. I didn't realize he'd let anyone watch any of them.
I seem to remember, maybe I'm making it up in my head. They played some of them, some of the early ones.
I was told
the Today
that,
Show.
His loved ones and James Franco and the director
Danny Boyle. Oh, you're probably right.
Those were the only people who had seen these movies. He let them see it because he was involved with the filming of the movie.
You're probably right then. I'm probably making that other part up. Well, the second part of what Joe told us we'll have to share later.
Man, that's an amazing thing. I won't see that film. I got enough of it from Joe describing it, man.
My girlfriend, who, the movies she watches is like The House Bunny, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Happy thing. I made her watch this with me.
How'd she like it?
She plugged her ears and started humming because the sound is like.
The sound is terrible.
I'm sure.
What's crazy is
the sound of bones crumbling.
You should have to go with her to her job and change an adult's diaper.
Oh, no.
As a trade-off. If you're going to make her... It's funny what she can take and what you can't, and what you can take and what she can't.
Change a 70-year-old man's diaper that logged right into it.
Dude,
a big monster man.
The story she tells, that's real. I don't know how she can do that, because she can't take... we'll watch movies that... These aren't horror movies. Like, we watch Sling Blade, and she can't take the suspense of, is Carl the retard gonna kill Doyle? She cannot take that suspense, but she tells me these stories like, oh, this guy...
They didn't even show anything. They just said they panned up when Carl took
I know.
Yeah.
But it's not even that. It's not knowing.
It's what might happen.
It's like, when he steps into the house, is he going to kill him? She can't take that. But she can sit there and try and catch the mess as it's coming out so it doesn't get on the floor with her gloved hands.
That is pretty amazing.
Boy.
Seriously?
I would rather watch Sling Blade.
Sure. I'd rather watch
127 hours than do that. That's a good question. Would you rather catch that from an old man or watch 127 hours? I'll take the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd watch a movie for sure.
It's fake. Well,
oops. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's fake.
Up next, The Baby with The Issue.
Oh, my God.
That made Zane go, oh, what? What?
This is amazing. What a thing.
You'll be able to see it at freebeerandhotwigs.com. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wigs Show.
answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, it's very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my time.
The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Good old LeBron. The Heat won last night. They're 10-9 now.
Really?
10-6 or 9-6, whatever it is. Not very good.
Yeah, well,
they're off to a rough start. They're blaming the coaches. Now they've rallied together.
Yeah.
But it turns out the Heat's poor play have cost a bar owner a lot of money. We'll talk about that coming up later in the Free Beer and Hot Wings report.
Okay.
A lot of money.
Okay.
And will continue to cost more money until they start winning.
Oh, this is great.
Tell me why, baby, why you make me cry, baby,
Your baby is so ugly.
Oh.
I can't help but love you till the day that I die.
This is Brett Sovine.
Yeah.
And Webb Pierce. Wow. Red Singer. Here's Red right here.
Well, I got a crow I want to pick with you.
Wow, a rare actual singing moment by Red Sovine.
You're running a while kicking up your heels.
Not terrible.
Leaving me home with a handful of bills. I can't live without you when you know it.
Well, this story, I just saw a headline yesterday, and I clicked on the link, and I saw the picture, and I went, gee. And I cut and pasted the address for the website in, and then I stopped reading because I had seen all I needed to see.
Joe, you come in here. You come in here and sit with us. I want you to be in here.
Now, Steve, you've seen it because you posted it to the website. It's in Cool Links?
Yes, it is. Top Cool Links.
Have we exaggerated its appearance?
Its sell?
No, in no way.
Okay.
We haven't oversold this in any way.
Undersold.
Excellent.
See, that's hard to believe because we
spent some considerable time talking about this moments ago.
Joe, you have the same trepidation like if we had you come in here for Fart Box or something like that.
Come on, Joe, stand right next to me.
This is really making me nervous because we've seen a lot of stuff on the internet.
Why are you laughing because you saw the headline?
Yes.
Do you want to tell everyone what the headline was?
It said something about baby head twice its size. I don't know exactly. No, it was for one brief second.
Hot Wings, how are you feeling?
I also have a lot of trepidation on this one.
Okay, now Hot Wings.
Yeah, a couple of years ago this wouldn't have fazed me that much, but now as a father and an impending father again,
that can't be great.
Baby stories
that can't be great. That can't be great at all.
Did you? When did you say
the same thing? I remember when my kids were on the way. That's terrible.
I bet. You have an ultrasound today?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Oh, by the way,
this afternoon.
Jesus loves my prayers. I talked to Jesus, and he said that he thought it was awesome that the whole thing with the stock car math worked the way it did. So I got Father's. Baby Jesus, please give the Hot Wings family a beautiful, healthy, happy baby girl. Please make it a girl, and make her really smart. Like my little girls, so and baby Jesus, please make it that they use that to their advantage, and do all the things that my little girls do. Please, baby Jesus, because I think that'll be so much fun to watch the wrinkles actually develop on his face. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
What a double-edged sword. Highly intelligent is great, and it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, most of the second half, though. I mean, I grew up in a household full of women. The second half is superfluous. Yeah. That's redundant, really. Yeah. All you had to do is healthy baby girl. Done.
So you're saying it doesn't matter if they're smart or not?
No, they're all nuts.
Smart or wait a minute? Yeah, but I didn't say they weren't nuts. I'm just saying I was hoping for smarts. You're not hoping for smarts. Because you can have nuts and dumb.
That's true. All right, I'll keep the smart part.
I think that's worse.
I'll keep the smart part.
All right, here we go.
Ready to see this?
Hot Wings, are you prepared to click when Joe and I click and Freebeer and I look at?
Yeah, I'm ready. I got the link.
It's going to be, you can see it at freebeerandhotwings.com in Cool Links. Baby's rare condition makes head swell twice the normal size. Zane is about to scroll down.
Now, this picture is from 1 year ago, Joe, when this child was born.
I see just the tip of the top of its head.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Get out of here. It's an alien.
Do you remember on The Simpsons when they had all those celebrity baseball players and Ken Griffey Jr. drank that tonic that made his head grow twice the size? That's what this looks like.
Kid looks like Stewie.
He does. It seemed like it had to be fake.
That's terrible.
Doctors at the University of Texas Health Science Center in San Antonio are trying to save the life of a boy born with hydrocephalus, which has caused his head to swell more than twice his normal size. New York Daily News reported baby known as Baby Klaus has an excess of fluid on his brain. His head is swelled more than 130% larger than a normal infant's head.
Wow.
Now, Freeber, you saw this picture yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't even read as much as you just read because it made me so uncomfortable. It still does.
Dr. David Jimenez, chairman of neurosurgery at the University of Texas Health Center, inserted a tube in baby Klaus's head after several other doctors refused to touch the newborn. The baby's head decreased about a foot in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
Around.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But Jimenez warned the parents continued progress would be slow. Now, the reason why I think that they might have a shot on this is because, if I understand correctly, the brain, or the skull on a newborn has those fontanelles, the soft spots.
Oh,
yeah,
I mean, the skull is really
those sutures
malleable.
haven't really formed.
Right.
So as the swelling would decrease, I'm thinking, and I haven't yet scrolled down at that point when I thought this. I thought, well, I guess there's a shot to get the swelling to go down, and over time, the brain should go back. Now, it's a blessing that this happened when the child is so young, because of if it does swell, the skull could expand. Okay, Jimenez warned the parents continued progress would be slow. Since baby Klaus has managed to live 1 year with this condition, the doctor is hopeful. Hydrocephalus occurs in 1 out of 500 babies, so pretty rare, and it can cause brain damage and even lead to death if left untreated. Pretty rare, but not rare enough, though.
No, that's actually much less rare than I would have guessed. 1 out of 500 is not.
But I guess there's different degrees. You can get more water on it.
Yeah, we got a note from someone who said that their child was born with that, and that in many cases it takes care of itself and it goes away after a short time.
I see.
This is obviously just an extreme case of it.
Yeah, we're looking at.
Yeah.
This infant picture is. I mean, the kid looks helpless.
Would you say that the head is 50% of the mass of the body?
Yeah, probably more because of the sheer density.
It's crazy.
But size-wise,
volume, it's 50%.
Yeah, okay. The head is about the same size as the whole rest of the body.
All right, now, Freeber, you did not look at the 1 year pictures.
No, I'm very uncomfortable.
I'm going to show you.
I wish Hot Wings wasn't making that noise.
Would you say, after what you've seen, that the pictures of the 1 year
making a terrible face.
are worse or better looking than the first days of life?
Oh, worse.
Oh, worse.
Because it's face on.
Here we go. This is this baby with Dad. And here's Dad with that mechanism I was telling you about. He's smiling.
Oh, my God!
Oh! Way worse. Oh, look at its eyes.
The baby's eyes
like
are
the Sentinel.
red.
Dude, that thing looks like it will be able to crush heads with its brain powers.
God, man.
Oh.
This ain't cool.
This is not.
It's an albino watermelon with eyes.
This is so terrible. Oh, that's awful. Why am I seeing this?
Because it's amazing.
Seriously, that picture has to be photoshopped with the dad. They photoshopped a loving parent in there.
Yeah, it's like that. Oh, you're not saying the child is photoshopped. No. I thought you were saying it was like Pigzilla.
Yeah, that
pig's not that big.
What did Steve's up to no good. I can sense it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. There it is. That child has a small alien living in its head.
Unbelievable. I knew he was up to no good. MTV's The Head Saves the Earth poster. Thanks.
Oh.
Yeah, how about that? All right.
If you colored that kid blue, he'd look like Megamind.
Oh, big time, man.
Would.
This is incredible. Oh, man. God. Ooh.
Oh.
A video story.
It was like a Christmas present when I clicked on that. I was like, we might be able to see it move.
Oh my goodness.
Referring to the child as it is terrible.
Baby Klaus. Why did they give it such a terrifying name?
Video begins, and I think they're keeping the identity secret. I don't know. Maybe.
We'll see here.
Well, neurosurgeons at University Hospital are helping a baby with an extraordinary problem. His head is more than twice its normal size due to a rare condition.
And we should warn you, this story contains some pictures that are hard to look at.
Yeah.
Rigby has more.
The hardest.
This is 11-month-old Klaus, a baby from West Texas whose untreated hydrocephalus has created a terrible problem. Cerebrospinal fluid has swelled his head to more than twice its normal
In
size.
Texas, we execute the retarded.
Unable and in some cases unwilling to try and help.
my
His family turned
God.
to University Hospital and pediatric neurosurgeon Dr. David Jimenez for help.
Oh, that was the doctor with him.
Oh, okay.
Smiling.
Dr. Jimenez rushed baby Klaus to the operating room where he put in a drain to slowly relieve the deadly pressure.
This is something that probably is going to take weeks, maybe over a month, maybe longer, until we get to the point of that we're comfortable enough to put in a permanent shunt.
The family is praying for a miracle for Klaus, who may end up blind, deaf, disfigured, or disabled.
And good at
he
pinball.
faces a long road to recovery and extensive surgery.
that's
For the
nice.
first time, though,
Grateful.
his family has hope.
What I can tell about my son is that he's a great fighter, a warrior.
He's stable. He's doing much better. Ever since he arrived in the hospital a week ago, he is now moving more. He's more interactive. My hope is that he's going to be as normal as we can possibly get him. You never give up on a baby's brain. Never.
Well, I don't know.
Baby Klaus's head is already nearly a foot smaller. For his parents, who were told that he wouldn't live long after birth, just getting to this point is a relief. Reporting live.
Maybe he's not a year old.
How about the fact that
I don't know how old
that
he is. I thought he was a year.
What a fact that those docs are like, yeah, man, I don't even want to try.
This is
you got to try,
dude. I can't believe it.
How come the doctor is Spanish and the parents are clearly Hispanic, and they gave the kid a crazy German name?
It does seem
if you're going to give him a crazy German name, you figured it'd be Helmet.
I think Zane's right. I think they're predicting identity because that
was a good one, I thought.
Joe, you jumped right in. We had yet to swallow or begin the digestive process on calling the German boy Helmet. Klaus or Helmet.
It does seem like a better choice. What's that kid's name? Helmet?
Helmet. Baby Helmet.
We're out on that one.
Joe, what?
Up next, two calls to old ladies who were kind of victims of crime. Those are on the way next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
Hey, good looking.
Don't think it would have helped.
What you got cooking? How about cooking something good with me? Hey, sweet baby. Don't you think maybe?
Made that one better. If you want to see the baby we were talking about, that's at freebeerandhotwings.com.
It's going to ruin your day. If that's your thing. If you like going to work with your day ruined.
Yeah.
Because you like seeing warped head, baby.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
A good bumming out. Go check that.
Mark writes, just looked at the photos of that child. Breakfast canceled.
Yeah.
May not be able to drink my coffee. Can't get the images out of my head.
It's absurd.
It's
incredible.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
I hope to never again.
Richard writes, okay, you MFers, get back to S like how to be tight with Chaz. Oh, you smell like my a-hole. That deformed baby head was far too yucky. The helmet reference helped, though, but not enough. We were going to get to a couple phone calls we placed to old women who were involved in crimes. We're going to do that after the top of the hour so that we have time. Okay. Joe,
all right.
In addition to seeing the movie 127 Hours, you also told us about something you and your girlfriend saw yesterday.
Yes.
What was that?
We were walking to lunch, and there was on a bench this old man playing the flute. And I didn't know what was going on with his face.
Yeah.
With his face. But it looked like he had ripped his face off stuck it in a blender, blended it up, put paste in it, and then stuck it back on. It was the craziest looking thing I'd ever seen.
Now, when you told us this off the air, you said he had the worst case of gout you've ever seen, and all three of us looked at you like you were an idiot.
We said, no, he didn't. He didn't have gout. That's not gout. And you went, yeah, he did. My girlfriend told me.
That's what I thought she had said. But she, I think, if I remember it right, said shingles. I think she told me that he had a really bad case of shingles on his face.
So you confused the word shingles with the word gout?
I guess so.
Hot Wings, did you have to put new gout on your roof after that last storm?
Oh, big time. It's covered in new gout.
I remember when my uncle got his law degree and decided to hang out his gout and tell the world he was open for business.
The thing is, I originally thought, Joe, when we talked about this off there, that shingles doesn't manifest in the face, but boy, does it. It absolutely does.
It can, yeah. It's rare. It's more likely the midsection somewhere. But
we got to go walk over there after the show, man. You got to see this dude. I mean, his nose was pointy because it had...
Pointy?
Yeah, it was nuts. I mean... Seriously, and we got to walk past him twice. Twice I almost barfed.
So he had like shingle stalactites on his face?
Yes. If that's what it was, if that's what she told me it was, which I'm pretty positive that that's what she said while we were walking.
Well, that's plausible.
That he had shingle... Yes.
Shingle face.
Did you give him money? Did you throw some money in?
No.
I assume he had a hat or whatever.
I don't carry cash.
That's true.
Yeah, give him his debit card.
I'll just throw my card.
You have a place I can run this through there, weird face?
I didn't know where I was.
I had that.
This creep is playing a flute.
Yeah, it's basically adult chicken pox. The same virus.
Yeah, same strain.
Awful.
Very painful, right?
It hurts, yeah. It does. It does hurt. And you got these weepy type of... It's the word weepy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's pretty powerful. No one's eating any breakfast during the radio show.
This is the worst show in America.
Let me change the subject.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Okay, so I brought this apple in from home. You'll see when I cut it, it's already started to turn brown. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody who's ever had an apple has had that happen.
Is something seepy?
It is a little... I have a bit of a seepy apple today.
Seepy, weepy, leaky.
Yep.
All bad words.
What do you think of this? There's a Canadian biotech company that has created a genetically mutated version of the apple that has been tweaked so that after you slice it, it will not turn brown.
Here's what I think of that. Unnecessary.
Me too.
I don't care. I eat apples fast enough that I don't really go, oh.
Yeah, I mean, who pre-cuts an apple and then lets it sit there for a day?
Right.
I mean, and even on the rare occasion where I've cut up an apple and then something happens and I got to run out or something, I can't finish the apple. I throw it in a Ziploc bag and squeeze as much air out of it as I can, throw it in the fridge. And it'll get a little brown, but it's not... The brown on an apple isn't the same as mold,
right,
or death.
Yeah,
I mean it's just a little oxidation or whatever.
It's not rotten.
No, it's fine. It's no biggie.
Message from Hey You. She said gout.
She said gout.
She says gout.
She's the worst nurse in America.
Unless he has foot face, it's not gout.
Hey you.
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Hot Wings, can you get us a definition of what gout is?
Yeah, you got it. Hang on.
Hot Wings,
I can tell you right now. It's an increase of uric acid causing crystalline substance in your joints, which leads to excessive pain in them, like your feet.
This is directly from MayoClinic.com. Okay. Gout is a complex form of arthritis characterized by sudden severe attacks of pain, redness, and tenderness in joints, often the joint at the base of the big toe. Gout can affect anyone. Men are more likely to get gout, but women become increasingly susceptible to gout after menopause. An acute attack of gout can wake you up in the middle of the night feeling like your big toe is on fire. The affected joint is hot, swollen, and so tender that even the weight of the sheet on it seems intolerable. No mention of getting gout on the face.
Gout back in the day was known as a rich man's disease because only the wealthiest people, like during in the times of serfs and
nurses,
lords.
Brainless sluts.
Maybe he had face rickets.
Nurses, brainless sluts.
Does she want to make up any other diagnoses, Joe?
I don't know, man.
Are people you can have anonymous sex with, these brainless sluts.
You know what he probably had on his face? Testicular cancer.
worst nurse ever. Oh, my God. Hey, Joe. That guy's got osteoporosis on his face.
That man with the flute tore his ACL. You can tell because his face is weepy. Joe, this can't feel good.
No, probably not for her especially.
That guy's got an athlete's foot on his face.
Unless she was talking about his feet and I saw his face.
I can see where that would have been a common conversation about a man sitting on a bench playing a flute. Boy, that guy looks like he's got some bad gout. You can tell by his footwear.
Look at the carpal tunnel on that guy's face.
She says, sorry I was wrong. Not shingles, though.
It wasn't shingles?
Would she at least agree?
That's what you said. You're the one who led us to shingles.
Text her and say, is it more likely shingles or gout?
Okay, well then...
How did you get shingles then? Because you were sitting in there and you're the one who said, no. She said shingles.
I don't know. I don't know how I got shingles.
Probably the same way she got gout. Just threw something in a dartboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, that sounds like a crazy disease, and I bet that guy has it.
I think I'm more right on this one, though.
I think you're closer.
We don't spin your Joe stunt wheel anymore. Did you take it home and use it to diagnose strangers?
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
That guy's face is covered in jockish.
I'm looking at hand count, though.
My wife's trying to weigh in.
We have got to go look at this guy. Someone's got to tell me what he has.
Well, we know what he has.
Somebody told you gout.
He has face gout.
Face gout.
It's fout. He's got a bad case of fout.
About 20 minutes away from hearing about a fussy athlete from last night who got very angry at a press conference.
Yeah.
And up next, a couple old ladies fighting crime in their own unique old lady way. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
If these guys had a TV show, it'd be one of those bad shows that only airs at night, but they don't have a TV show because they're not really even that good. The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
What Hot Wings thinks in the next 20 minutes. What are you thinking about today?
Thinking about Barbara Walters' most fascinating people.
Oh, yeah, I saw some of that list.
The show will be on December 9th, but they've released several of the names that will be on there.
A precursor. In about an hour, we're going to talk about how Hot Wings was not only right in one of his commentaries, but was ahead of the rest of the drive-by media by at least a week.
Yeah.
And you were so right. Media. Decisive actions have been taken that prove you're right.
I feel good about that.
Yeah. How you like that, Hot Wings? Confuse you by telling you how right you are.
Nice to get one once in a while.
There's a thing I need to mention, too, and that is there is a new breed of these shows on TV on networks like True TV. That's the network that the Jesse Ventura show is on, Conspiracy Theory, which really isn't that terrible.
Now, I've watched a few clips.
Hearing from some of the whistleblowers is kind of interesting. He's a little too dramatic for me. But nevertheless, the problem is the other shows. Like, there's a show that I watched about 5 minutes of yesterday called Southern Fried Stings. And my God, it is, it's hard to explain, but it couldn't seem more staged. It's terrible acting. These guys who aren't cops get people involved in these stings. This one was some guy dressed as a woman outside of a parole office selling condoms full of urine to people who had to take urine tests at the parole office. And it couldn't have seemed more fake. It was some of the worst acting I've ever seen. This show, I got to get footage of
like the people that, so the people that are going undercover, they're obvious, they're faking on purpose. But then you think the people that they're interacting with
actors. It's all reenacted, but they make it seem like it's real.
So it's probably like that Repo show. Remember we played that clip where
it's just like that, but worse.
Those really are terrible. If I made legitimate reality television shows like that, would make me mad because you end up wanting to paint with a broad stroke and say that it all. A lot of it's fake.
Sucks. This thing just blows.
1-800-947-3979.
I don't know why she swallowed the fly, but perhaps she'll die.
So we got two stories about old ladies that were either directly involved or should have been directly involved in a crime. And yesterday after the show, we gave both of these ladies a phone call.
Yeah, we sure did. What are you going to start with here?
Let's start with Lizzie Winfrey, who's a 94-year-old woman from Flint. She probably listens daily on Banana 101.5. Yeah. She seemed like a regular listener.
Yep. There's a little bit of background in order to get this set up. She's lives in a place, and there was somebody that tried to rob her home, and police showed up on the scene, and there was a firefight with cops.
Mm-hmm.
And she slept through the whole thing.
Yep. One of the teens that was trying to break in was shot in the leg after he fired shots at officers while running away. 2 others were arrested. It was no doubt chaotic, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the police arrived with sirens blaring, gunshots.
And she's asleep.
Yeah.
Slept through it. Slept through the whole thing.
Probably hard to believe when you hear her.
Amazing as that is, we had to know more, so we called this lady up.
Hello?
Hi, is this Lizzie?
Hello?
Hi, Lizzie.
Yeah, hello.
It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings show, not from the TV news. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
We wanted to talk to you about that amazing incident where you slept through the burglary last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was gunfire and everything, and you were snoozing away the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I didn't hear anything.
What the hell are you talking about? You were probably just sleeping it away and dreaming of some young stud, huh?
No, I was just asleep.
Yep, tired from plowing.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I can sense it. Now, we read in the article that somebody was up to no good, and then some bad guy shot a gun at the police, right?
Yeah, that's what they said.
And the police shot the little right there. Right. So that's terrible that happened.
Yeah, it was.
Well, now it says here that your children live with you.
Huh?
Now you're 94 years old, right?
Yeah.
And the report said that your children live with you.
My daughter live here with me.
How old are they?
We live here together.
Okay, good. Now, how old are they? Like 80?
My youngest daughter.
How old are your daughters?
She's in her 50s.
50s?
Wow, you were putting out the late age.
She's grown.
You're very fertile.
Yeah. Wow. You have good eggs there, Mrs. Winfrey. Hey, So what did the police say that, were you in any danger at all?
Well, I don't know what I probably would have been in danger. Somebody hadn't saw him trying to break in, hadn't seen him breaking in.
English, please. Yeah. Uh-huh.
They didn't harm me.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. No, they sure didn't.
Thank God for that.
Wow. Now, do you sleep with a pistol next to you in case anybody came in? You could shoot their black ass when they walk in the door?
No. No, I don't sleep with no weapon.
But you do have one.
Uh-huh.
Steely, named Dan.
When was the last time you felt the touch of a man?
Huh?
I'm sorry, that sounded like the operator came on the line trying to connect us to the preacher.
Right.
Must have been some sort of misunderstanding.
Wow. Well, this is all well and good. We're glad that you're okay and that nothing.
Yeah, well, I'm all right.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for calling.
All right,
our pleasure.
All right,
thank
very
you.
Good.
I think the most fun was saying those things and watching the look on Freebeer's face.
Oh my God. The idea of her answering about the 71 years ago, the last time she was touched by a man. Very unpleasant. Well, no, it had to be 54 years ago or whatever. 94 and her daughter's 54.
Oh, my God.
It's impressive.
Ooh. All right.
So that was the first lady.
Yep.
We learned a lot about
big time.
Oprah's mom, Lizzie.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Okay.
The second lady we called is a spring chicken.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking. Jacqueline Cutright lives in Akron, Ohio, and someone also tried to break in on her. They did break into her house. She was indisposed, and the robber was wearing a clown mask, and the rest you'll get during the story.
Now, you said she's spring chicken. She's 70.
70.
All right.
Hello.
Hi, is this Jacqueline Cutright?
Yes, it is. Could you please speak up?
Sure, no problem, Jacqueline. It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings radio show. We're not with NBC News. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Great. We wanted to talk to you about that crazy incident. I know it's a couple weeks ago now where that clown tried to break into your house.
Yeah, he did break in.
Yeah. You were on the toilet making a hot squash, and there you were.
Yeah. Right.
Your voice makes me horny.
Yeah, I was contemplating deep thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were.
All right. Yeah, no doubt.
You were.
And then all of a sudden a clown comes busting through.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what was going on. I kept waiting for someone to say, "Smile, you're on candid camera."
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, a good reference.
Yes,
right.
That is very current. Right. So you're there pushing out a mean wrinkler, and a clown comes walking up to you.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You see, was it like an invasion? He kicked down the door, or just opened the door and come in?
He flung the door open, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I mean, you're sitting there pushing a LeBron James out of your anus.
Uh-huh.
And that guy's trying to steal your stuff. What did you say to him?
He had a knife in his hand. I was really, watching the knife.
Yeah.
It was 5 to 8 inches of a hunting knife.
Yeah.
So I said, "What do you want?"
Right.
So, unbelievable. You're there trying to free Nelson Mandela, and this guy comes up to you, and he's asking for money.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh. Now, how big was the deuce? Was it a good, healthy pile?
That's personal. Turd burglar.
Was it bigger than the knife?
Yeah.
Probably.
Dr. Oz says it should look like a question mark.
Did you beach it? You beached it. You beached it, didn't you?
So this is Asterd.
Well, so this guy, now, you had a really funny line in the newspaper because he's up there trying to rob you in your toilet while you're hanging a brown bear, and
Wiener poopy?
You said something very funny to that guy. What was the quote you said to the thief?
Well, I said, "Boy, did you pick the wrong house to rob? There's poor people here."
He took your 1991 Ford Escort, I see.
Yeah, you'd have thought that looking at the car, he'd have figured out there wasn't any money in the house.
Friend, loser.
Wow.
Well, most importantly, no one was hurt.
You're poor.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's right.
And they end up catching the guy? Is that right? Did they end up catching this clown?
Oh, yeah, they caught him, but not before he rolled my car twice.
Oh, that bastard.
He had to be like high on drugs or something, huh?
Yeah, I don't know about the drugs, but I did smell hard liquor on his breath.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, and he probably smelled your feces, too.
So, I don't have a car, guys.
That is no good.
No. And a skid mark as long as Rhode Island.
The only thing I'm going to get for my car is $400. About the only thing I could buy with that is something for the derby, the soapbox derby.
Or a demolition one.
Also,
yes.
Reference.
I was going to say the same thing. Mm-hmm. Wow. Holy corny the pants.
You have a fixation, don't you?
Yeah, we've been told that before.
Yeah.
All right.
Jacqueline, we really appreciate you taking the time, and best of luck to you. I hope you get a car, okay?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, thank you, Jacqueline.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I like her smoker's laugh.
Buddy, oh my God.
Oh, nice ladies.
Hey, how are ya?
Up next, a very fussy athlete from last night's Monday Night Football game won by the San Francisco 49ers, who, in spite of their terrible record, are one game out of first in the deplorable NFC West.
Yep.
But wait to hear what Derek Anderson had to say. He was questioned for giggling on the sidelines, and he did not like it. That's next We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwig Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
More Carter Obama, soon Bill Clinton. You see a pattern here, folks. Liberal sellouts get this prize. George Bush liberates 50 million Muslims.
Later this hour, 20 strange things that have been said to women in bed by men, by their own words. Did I screw that up?
I don't think so.
No?
No?
That's later this hour. Everybody looked at each other. I thought I must have said something
feel
stupid.
like you were saying something stupid?
Not until I thought everyone looked at each other. Then I thought, I don't know what I just said.
No.
Pure coincidence.
Yeah, that is.
So there's a fussy athlete from last night's Monday Night Football game. The 49ers beat the Cardinals. Now this division is so bad that, like Steve Young yesterday on ESPN was saying, that a 7-9 record will likely win that division, and as a division winner, you would get to host a playoff game. That's pretty ridiculous.
Jeez. Yeah. Okay, so you've got the 49ers, the Cardinals, the Seahawks,
and the Rams.
Rams, okay.
And the 49ers ended up getting the win last night, 27-6. I think they have 4 wins. They're 4-7, and they're a game out of first place.
Yeah.
That's
terrible.
That is terrible. The Arizona Cardinals fall to 3-8. They felt like if they had won that game, they would have been a game out of first themselves. Instead, I think they've lost 6 in a row. So they're in real trouble. One of their quarterbacks for the Arizona Cardinals, the guy who played, if not all, the bulk of last night's game, Derek Anderson, former Cleveland Brown.
Yeah.
During the fourth quarter, John Gruden noticed that the cameras caught Derek Anderson on the sideline talking to, I believe, one of his linemen. And he appeared to be having a laugh. Now, they were down in the game pretty big time at that point. As I said, they lost 27-6.
Okay.
And Gruden, during the broadcast, pointed out, boy, you hate to see that. I hate to see that from my guys. It sends the wrong message to other guys. Even if regardless of context, if you're laughing on the sideline of a blowout loss in which you're a big part of the responsibility, having played poorly, his quarterback rating last night was in the mid-50s or the low 50s, which is very poor.
Yeah. Well, was it crack up laughing for sustained time, or was it a smile with like that?
Hard to, contextually.
I haven't seen it. Has anybody?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay,
I saw it.
How long did it last?
It was sort of a head reared back. Yeah, they looked like they were having a very casual conversation by appearance alone. Now you don't know what they were saying. Right. They might have been.
No, I don't know.
Some people smile when they're angry. Someone may smile as a way of their body manifesting frustration.
Boy,
They looked like they were having a casual laugh about somebody they saw with a funny message painted on their belly.
I'm surprised Gruden would throw him under the bus, not having any idea what they were saying. I'm surprised at that.
Well, at the same time, that's his job to commentate on what he's seeing, or comment on what he's seeing. And so, he's seeing what other teammates would be seeing, which is just a glimpse on what's going on the sideline.
Yeah. Well, they after the game, one of the reporters tried to ask Derek Anderson about that, since there was a deal made out of it on Monday Night Football. The reporter, I think correctly, thought, well, this may be an issue tomorrow. And certainly by Anderson's response, it's obviously more of an issue now.
I don't mean this to be...
That's the reporter.
Sarcastic or pointed, but, that went out on Monday Night Television. A lot of fans are talking about it right now as a big problem with this team. Can you put into context what was going on at that moment? What caused it?
What Deuce and I talk about is nobody else's business.
But why was something funny when you're down 18 points in the fourth quarter?
It wasn't funny. I wasn't laughing about anything.
The camera showed you.
Okay, that's fine.
Commented about it.
That's fine. I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious.
I'm not.
Real serious. I put my heart and soul into this every single week.
All I'm saying is the camera showed.
I'm just telling you right now what I do every single week. Every single week. I put my freaking heart and soul into this. I study my ass off. I don't go out there and laugh. It's not funny. It's not fun. Nothing's funny to me. I don't want to go out there and get embarrassed on Monday Night Football in front of everybody.
That's why I'm asking you what.
I'm telling you right now. We're talking. Deuce and I are talking.
What was the context?
I'm done. Sorry. I'm not dealing with him. Sorry.
Oh, no.
I don't think you helped yourself because
No, he did.
I mean,
That's awesome.
you just say, hey, you know what? We were talking about something in the game. Whatever. You sound like you're defensive because you got caught to me. That's how it sounds. It sounds
Big
like
time.
you were screwing around, and your only defense is to go, none of your business.
Yeah. Yeah, because as soon as he said, well, we saw you on the tape. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Well, that's not really addressing anything.
That's not really an answer, yeah. Just saying, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Which to me sounded like you're saying that's fine until you think of something to say.
Yeah.
It wasn't funny. I wasn't laughing about anything.
The camera showed you.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Commented about it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not
thinking.
laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious.
I'm not.
Real serious.
Sure, he says, you think this is funny. Well,
No, he goes,
okay.
no, I don't think it's
No,
funny.
I
I'm
don't think
asking
it's funny.
you what you thought was
That's
funny.
where I'm just, one day we're going to see this, where some badass reporter actually gets a spine and yells back at these pieces of crap idiots. And says, yeah, hold on. No, don't, okay, enough of the tough guy crap. I'm just telling you, that's what was seen, and I want to know what's so fun. Don't get all tough with me.
I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious.
I'm not.
Real serious. I put my heart and soul into this every single week.
All I'm saying is the camera.
Loser.
I'm just telling you right now what I do every single week.
That reporter very fairly asked that question with a lot of benefit of the doubt included in it by saying, I'm not sure, but because this is what people will be talking about, because the cameras did catch it on Monday Night Football, the second most watched football broadcast of the week, typically behind Sunday.
Yeah.
I want you to have an opportunity to give it some context.
Yeah, instead, this idiot doesn't get that because he's simple.
He didn't say, boy, you sure look like you let your team down in the fourth quarter by screwing around.
What a baby. Nice way to go, thin skin. Seriously?
It's reminiscent of I don't know if we have it, remember there was a meltdown for the Cardinals several years ago when they took on the Bears, the year that the Bears went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Indianapolis Colts. Dennis Green was their head coach, and that was made into a Coors Light commercial because he got so fussy. They were way up on the Bears, and then the Bears came back through a series of kick returns, punt returns, interceptions, and mistakes by the Cardinals.
4 picks against Grossman and 2 fumbles. What do you see about the Bears? We shut them down that way?
No, we just the Bears are what we thought they were.
Mm-hmm. What?
What we thought they were.
That doesn't make sense.
It sounds like
we played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason like it's bullshit?
No.
We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
I've never really understood what he was getting at with all of that.
We are who they thought they were. And who is he directing the anger at?
The reporter?
I don't know. Because at the end when he says, we let him off the hook.
I guess his team?
To me, football equals stupid.
There is a lot of stupid. I really like watching football. I enjoy football. But the people involved in it, there is a lot of stupidity. I'm sure there are a few scholars that take the field. No doubt. But man, a lot of them are dumb. Say dumb things and think dumb things.
Yeah. They're certainly the ones that get the ones that are most memorable are the dumb things.
Yeah.
When someone says something smart, you go, okay, well, that was an exception, but you don't remember it.
Yeah, it's very rare to get that combination of, like a Ocho Cinco, where you go, now that guy's kind of both dumb and very smart. Mm-hmm. And he works it to his advantage. But generally, they're either boring and smart or just retarded, just stupid.
By the way, speaking of football, I saw something on Sunday. Now, I don't have children, but someday I may. If I had a son or a daughter, but I mean, typically it would be a boy that would want to play football. I would not want him to play football. And that is strange because I love watching other people's sons play football.
I didn't know my kid
I love watching college, and pro football, and I know there's a lot of risks. But there was a story on Outside the Lines on Sunday that made me think, my God, and I know that the percentage of people who are injured that way, I can logic it and say, all right, well, the dangers of football is so much less than the dangers of driving a car, and I'm not going to tell my kid he couldn't drive if I ever have a child.
Yeah.
My God, there was a story about a kid, I forget where, maybe Oklahoma, Kansas, wherever. He was everybody's All-American kid. homecoming king, Christian leader, youth group leader, mentor, big brother, little brother program, 3-sport star.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loved him.
Yeah.
Whole town loved him. Small town, like the town where I grew up. Everybody loved this kid. And he's playing in a football game, and he gets hit and gets turns out to be a concussion, and or they think a concussion. Mm-hmm. And so he goes through all of the testing. They did everything right. No one dropped the ball. No one said, "Hey, he'll be fine. He's fine. Let him play." No one did that. And he had the way it first came up is he was at practice a couple days later, and he hadn't had any symptoms, felt fine after the game. And at practice, every time he would have contact or run, he'd get a bad headache. And he told the coach. Coach said, "We got to get you to the emergency room." They took him to the emergency room. They checked him out. Looks like you have a concussion. And he hadn't had a lot of impact after that. Let's sit you down. Sits out 7 days, goes to and the team doctors say you're going to be cleared to play. This is high school. And his own doctor says, you really need to sit out another week. Yeah. Just to make me feel better, just to make everybody feel better, sit out another week. But even that, he was saying, I have no medical reason to tell you to sit out a week. Something says sit out another week. And the kid did what kids would mostly do on football. He went to his mom and dad and he said, I can play. I'm fine. I don't have any headaches. And they think he was being genuine. They don't think he was hiding anything from them or anything like that. And his parents said, all right, well, you'll report if you have any trouble. Yep, absolutely. And he'd already done that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there was no reason to believe he would hide it. And it was going to be his last game as a varsity player. So in the first half, he runs for like 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's having, by what his coach and his father said, the best game of his career. Shows no ill effects. And then late in the first half or early in the third quarter, after scoring a touchdown, he's walking to the bench, and his mom, and I'm guessing all parents do this at their kids' sporting events, you no doubt watch your kid even when they're off the field. I don't know how you couldn't, especially in a sport like that. And she looked and she said, he is walking funny. And the husband said, yeah, you're right. He's not carrying himself the way, even with helmet on and everything. And next thing you know, one of his teammates, he sees him double over on the sideline, and he is screaming, my head, my head. And they stop the game. Everybody's on a knee praying. The life flight arrives.
Wow.
At one point, they bring mom out of the stands, and they say, God, that's going to choke me up. They say, talk to your son. Wake him up. And she's saying, wake up, wake up, wake up. And he briefly raised his hand, and she said that's the last time she saw him move. He died later that night. He had bleeding in his brain that no one ever found.
Liam Neeson's wife.
Yeah, but days later.
Wow, just really, really small.
Yep.
God. Wow, that's fluky.
It's really a fluke accident.
Yeah, that's really fluky. But
and they did everything right. They did everything absolutely right. And I know, like I said, the dangers are greater riding in a car and all these other things we do.
Yeah,
holy crap, man. That family, to their credit, they are so not blaming anyone. In fact,
well, how could you? I mean,
but some people would.
Some would, but in that case, man, it sounds like everybody did their best.
They actually called the doctor afterwards after hearing that their family doctor, and they said, "Hey, there's nothing. It's not you. Mm-mm. It's not anybody. It just sometimes bad things happen."
Yeah.
Good God. Well, that was uplifting.
Yeah, I am very impressed with your ability to bring down the room to a terribly low level on what was an attempt to make fun of Derek Anderson. God dang it. Listen to that little voice next time. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Sounds of the Game is next?
Oh, effing a-hole.
What Hot Wings thing? No, I'm not going to do that to you, Hot Wings.
Yeah, man. No, I'm going to be busy flinging myself off a building.
Oh, man.
Refresh the email, see who hates me. Oh, that's right, everybody. What? Yeah, I see that now.
Oh, this is not the first time, though, this has happened. We can go back in history. It's like you try to do it.
Okay, you watch too much real sports.
This is a very
not
sad
good for us.
story. Mm-hmm. I will wait for a moment when we're making fun of fussy crybaby football player, and that kind of has something to do in the fact that it's the same sport but completely different emotion. I'll jam it into the radio show and make everybody hate my guts. Jesus.
That reminds me of something that made me cry yesterday, guys.
You're broken.
I want to share this with you this early hour.
Joe. Everybody's like,
Joe,
are you
okay?
What are you doing?
That was so sad.
Yeah. The next segment will be filled with calls from people who hate me.
Nice prefrontal cortex.
I am the Gary.
Don't filter anything
I'm the
out.
Gary Busey of radio.
Respond to every stimuli of reminding that you have and blurt it. Oh, my God. Dick. Useless a-hole.
Up next, a story about a dog with no tongue. We'll take a break. Not really. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
By the way, speaking of football, well, that was uplifting.
I am very impressed with your ability to bring down the room to a terribly low level on what was an attempt to make fun of Derek Anderson.
I don't go out there and laugh. It's not funny. It's not fun. Nothing's funny to me.
See? It wasn't funny.
No.
Let's talk about. If you're just tuning in, we're playing audio of Derek Anderson being fussy after last night's game, and then that reminded me of something I saw from Real Sports, which was a real conundrum in my head.
The fateful words, that reminds me. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Uncharted territory. Mm-hmm. That reminds me. I wish it didn't remind you.
I'm not going to lie. I could censor stuff like that. But I'm never going to.
But then we wouldn't have those moments.
Well, it's a real show. We talk about what's on our mind the rest of the time. Insulting and everything else. I'm just never going to do it.
No.
Yeah, but first you send along the link of swollen baby head.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about that. And then...
Are you suggesting I shouldn't have done that? Because I think that was good content.
You should have. It's just it's the combination of doing so many in one day. This ups and downs. It's killing me.
Well, yeah, but most people listen for 20 minutes, Hot Wings. They're not getting all the ups and downs you are.
Well, that may be true.
Good radio shows grab those emotions and take you to the ups and downs. More ups than downs. We've had more ups than downs.
More indecipherable old ladies sleeping through gunfire.
Top of the hour, letters to Elliot, part 2.
Oh, that was sweet. That was awesome. See, that was a hilarious moment.
It was, but I couldn't take it now.
I couldn't take it now.
I have to have build-up.
Speaking of old ladies and phone calls to them, Hot Wings references that. About 45 minutes ago, we shared 2 phone calls that we made yesterday after the show. One to 94-year-old Linny Winfrey, who slept through a robbery and an attempted burglary and a police shootout at her home. We talked to her, and she was vaguely aware of the conversation as it was going on. And then we talked to 70-year-old Jacqueline Bertlett or something like that from Akron, Ohio, who someone dressed in a clown mask tried to rob with a knife while she was taking a dump on the toilet.
Yeah.
And in both of those cases, we did our own style of investigative reporting with these women.
Yes.
It's not a hard news show by any stretch.
Completely making fun.
If you didn't hear it, I'm sure you can imagine. Now, the second lady, what was your sense of her reaction? She was very aware of what we were doing and everything else, right?
Yes.
That's fair?
Seemed like it.
Yeah, she was the one who was younger, 70s.
Would you say that she was offended by it?
No.
Okay.
No, she didn't seem offended at all.
This person writes, to whom it may concern.
Oh, boy.
How many emails have we gotten that were positive, that were to whom it may concern?
That's usually a person who just happened to be listening by accident.
Yeah, who doesn't know.
Doesn't listen regularly.
Who to reference in an email.
The only time we get a positive email that starts out with to whom it may concern is someone who casually tunes in and hears about the holiday break-ins and wants to offer a hand. That's the only time. This is not one of them. My coworker blasts your show here in Portland near constantly. My nephew even saw your producer cutting off guys' mustaches last week. He's out in Portland, Maine, obviously. I'm writing in response to your segment with the 2 old women. Remember this line right here, because I believe this line is very important.
Okay.
The first one didn't bother me because she was old and had no idea what was going on. But the second one really pulled at my heartstrings because my mother is that age, and now that woman is left without a car. How's she supposed to get her meds?
What?
All you wanted to do was talk about feces. How old are you? Seems like you're catering to Hot Wings' teenage son, Grayson. Fact, Grayson is 15 months?
Yeah. By teenage, you mean teen months.
And he spells it Gayson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice that. That's even stupider.
Probably did that on purpose.
I
trying to be really funny.
No, this guy is no.
He writes, my mother is that age and also drives a 20-year-old car, a Ford Tempo, which does such, but she got it new and has only put on 36,000 miles.
Hey, you're poor.
Okay.
So far just for groceries, medicine, and to go to church, and I've heard you guys get free cars before just to run them into the ground for stupid reasons. Why not help this woman out?
Oh, my God.
I'm sure there's no way $400 is going to buy her anything that will run correctly. Why can't Zane done her an old car? That's what it actually says. Why can't Zane done her an old car? Zane, why can't you done her an old car?
He might have been sending it on a smartphone or something that filled in the word. I have no idea.
He made all the fart noises, I'm sure. Not all of them. I'm speaking to the supervisor when he comes in to have this filch removed off the radio in Maine today. See you later, jackass.
His name's Pat Collins. That's who you want to contact. He's the guy running the show there.
Yep, feel free.
He's going to call. He's a tough guy. He's going to tell you to F off and hang up on you because you're such a dickbag. That's what he's going to do. So I'm warning you ahead of time. He hates you. Okay? You're better off talking to us.
Look at all of the leaps that guy made, though. This is a great example of the complaints we get, because he ignored the first one. If you're thinking that either of those calls were mean, which I'm not sure either of them were mean, to tell you the truth. I don't think either of those women got off the phone and did anything other than chuckle at the idea that they were called by a radio show.
No, they didn't.
But if the second one was mean, certainly the first one was mean. Just because she didn't know what was going on. Still mean, right?
They were the same.
The second
the
one
same idea.
Only bothered this guy because his mom happens to be the same age. It sounds like you're bothered by your mom's situation and you should help her out.
Yeah. Oh, your mom also has a 20-year-old car? Well, why don't you get her a new one then? You want us to buy this lady a car. You want Zane to done her a car.
Yeah.
Hell, she was laughing along.
Can't you done her a car?
That's what made it fun, because she was laughing along. You dummy.
Yep. Boy, that's great.
But
so tightly wound. I love it when we get newbies who get blasted in the face with something.
I'm forced to listen to your filth every day.
You're an idiot.
I'm forced.
All right.
All the other people, all the other jackholes I work with make me listen because they all think it's funny, but they're stupid and I'm smart.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just not for you.
Maybe
it's just not for you.
Or maybe it is just you.
As we get to what Hot Wings thinks now, bear in mind that in 15 minutes we're going to share with you what Hot Wings thinks that was so right. I'm going to say that the tremors from it pushed outward from you, Hot Wings, and changed the way someone was doing business.
Hey, I feel good about that.
Why not?
I'll take it. Make up for bread.
Here's what Hot Wings thinks. Hot Wings. What Hot Wings thinks.
Free beer, Zane and listeners. On December 9th, the world will be treated to the 18th annual Barbara Walters Most Fascinating People list. As usual, 9 of the 10 choices have been revealed, and I like some of them. I hate some of these people, but most of them I completely understand being on a list of fascinating people, whether you like or don't like them. Prince William's future bride, Kate Middleton, makes the list. No-brainer, pretty, smart, sort of a spiritual successor to Princess Diana. That's an easy one. Academy Award winner Sandra Bullock, who was cheated on famously. Again, everybody loves her. People want to know what's going on with her all the time. A no-brainer. America's favorite old person, Betty White. For years, people have talked about the current it girl. Betty White is currently the it fossil. I get it. Justin Bieber, hate, get it. Sarah Palin, LeBron James, same. All hateable but interesting. I'm a little mystified by the inclusion of Jennifer Lopez. Yes, she's about to be seen on American Idol as a new judge, but really, who cares about Jennifer Lopez? Who's talking about Jennifer Lopez? She hasn't had a new album in over 3 years. She hasn't had a hit song since 2005. And she hasn't done a decent movie since 1998. Fascinating? Yeah, okay, congratulations on being the new Paula Abdul. in every facet of your life. And finally, the entire cast of the Jersey Shore. Okay, you old dusty-loined fossil, Walters. These jackwagons are not interesting or fascinating. We all already know everything there is to know about these vapid clowns. They're not fascinating. The people who like these dillbags are more fascinating than they are. We get it. They drink, they party, they tan, they screw. Copy, paste. Snooki is the world's oldest-looking 23-year-old. The situation is stupid. Has nice abs and uses the word situation like Smurfs use the word Smurf. Pauly D is a club DJ, but who isn't? And the other ones, well, they aren't interesting at all. F the Jersey Shore cast. I hope they become the subject of one of Free Beer's. Speaking of groups of people, the cast of Jersey Shore fell into a wood chipper. Also, F Barbara Walters and F the last emailer. I'm Hot Wings, and that's what I think.
That's your new opinion from Hot Wings. More of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show is next. Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
I would sit on this to take a poo. Yeah. There you go. You wear one of the... Oh, come on now. I got to have more seconds now. All right.
Now, back to the Free Beer and Hot Wings show.
I think I ruined your chances that time.
I think probably.
1-800-947-3979. Steve, have you posted the link to the bulletproof glass?
Yeah, it's in the video reel.
Joe, that looked like that was... Joe, you sent that one, right?
I did.
Looked like from a war zone.
It did.
Somewhere with U.S. soldiers.
Yeah.
And an example of a couple guys, whatever they're doing in the room they're in, they were saved by bulletproof glass.
It's one of the craziest videos I've seen.
One of them was clearly targeted by a sniper because all of a sudden the glass just spider webs in front of them. You hear
Wait a minute.
You hear an impact.
You watch it with the sound down. There's bad language.
Oh, okay. I was just going to ask you because I was bringing it up. So.
But you can see it. Where did you say that is, Steve?
It's in the video reel. It's probably a few back. I'll bump it up to the top.
And you said, what was the setting again?
It looks like in somewhere in Iraq or Afghanistan. I would guess Iraq. But that's a guess. And there appears to be numerous men, at least two, sitting in a room, and there's glass, and you can see it, and then all of a sudden, impact, and the glass is smashed. It looks similar to like where with the protective glass on a windshield, where it doesn't shatter.
Mm-hmm. Wow, what a big,
bulletproof.
Look like some heck of, because I'm sure some bulletproof glasses are better than others. They got the good stuff on that one.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Also, Steve, you posted the video, I'll bet, of Turkey or the House. What'd you think of that lady? Again, swearing in that video, so we can't play it live on the air.
It's also in the video reel.
There's a fire in this lady's oven, and she is insistent that she get the turkey out of there so that Thanksgiving not be ruined, when everyone else is just saying, if you cut off oxygen to this fire, it will go out.
Yeah.
But she's trying to burn down her house to save the turkey. So Hot Wings, with what Hot Wings thinks, it's a bit of a lightning rod. If you say something someone doesn't like, you get hate mail for days.
Sure.
If it's not funny, like the bread incident, then we put it in a show intro and play it every week to a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes that, except you.
Everybody but me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
But also sometimes I like to give you credit, at least off the air, and sometimes on the air, because occasionally you're way out in front of something. For example, last week with the North Korea thing, you took some heat from people who thought you were being insensitive when you tongue-in-cheek suggested vaporizing the northern part of the peninsula.
Yes.
And then within 15 hours of you saying that, less than that, the North Koreans had launched a military strike on the South Koreans that have left them in continued tension. Yesterday, the South Koreans and the Americans did a massive show of strength with military exercises, and the tensions are still extremely high.
Very high.
There's a decent chance that before the end of the day, there could be war on
It's not impossible. It's not impossible.
I hope not. But so you were right. And in this case, you were absolutely right. The Kardashians, Kim, Khloe, and Kourtney. I think Kourtney's the Wookiee, right? Whatever. But they were... They have a credit card that they were endorsing, the Kardashian card. And you were the first person I heard address this in such a manner. So we're going to play your old commentary. We're not for any stations that are carrying the show, so no one freaks out. We're not going to break directly after this like we normally would. But this is Hot Wings commentary about the Kardashian card, and then I have 2 updates about this since you did this commentary.
Okay. We can skip all this.
Thanks.
Free beer, 10 days ago. Listeners, these people could have been aborted. I've never understood the appeal of the Kardashians. I think pretty much everybody knows who the Kardashians are. I have never understood their appeal. I mean, I get that lots of people think Kim is hot with her impressively large ass. But other than that, I don't get it, especially when you toss the Yeti sister into the mix, the one married to Lamar Odom. What a beast. Anyway, these idiots, the 3 of them, just came out with a prepaid MasterCard. That's right. You can now get a Kardashian Sisters prepaid MasterCard. Yeah. Why would anyone do that? I don't know. Listen, I realize that people like to personalize all kinds of things with images of other things that they like, particularly credit cards. It's so easy. You can get your kids or car logos or cartoon characters, all kinds of stuff on your credit card. But the Kardashians? What kind of a high-maintenance, materialistic idiot would be proud to whip out their Kardashian prepaid MasterCard? Hey, look at me. I have terrible credit and have to get prepaid cards. You can tell because the Kardashians are on this. Now, if you are interested in a Kardashian credit card, you're a special kind of stupid and need to be told not to get one. Now, if you have a bank account and just use a debit card, it pretty much, costs you nothing, with the occasional exception of a fee for using a different bank's ATM. Listen to the fees you'll get BF'd by using a Kardashian credit card.
That's awesome.
The card itself will cost between $60 and $100 just to get it.
Oh, what?
Uh-huh. Then there's a monthly fee of $7.95. It'll cost you $1.50 to use it in any ATM. According to the info I was looking at, there are no less than 18 possible ways to get screwed by fees on this credit card. Hell, it'll cost you $1.50 just to call customer service to ask a question. Are you kidding me? It'll put you in the poorhouse just for the privilege and pleasure of having a bunch of big-assed, over-makeup, useless broads on the front of the credit card you already can't afford because you're interested in stupid things like this. If you can't get a legitimate credit card, you have no business ever buying anything. If you can get a legitimate credit card, but choose to get a Kardashian prepaid credit card, you have zero value to society. Don't think twice about trying to clean a spinning lawnmower blade with your mouth. I'm Hot Wings, and that's what I think.
So there it is. Hot Wings, you said that was from about 10 days ago?
That was from the 19th, Friday the 19th.
Okay, that card came out on the 9th of November, issued by a bank in St. Paul, Minnesota, University National Bank. On Friday, Wednesday of last week, I saw 2 reports before the radio show, one on network news and another one on an internet news base, both talking about how people were all of a sudden raising an eyebrow at these outlandish fees. Mm-hmm. And you were the first one who, there were people initially who said the Kardashians have a card. That's stupid. Who would be so vain as to get a card with their photo on it?
Yeah.
But you were the first one I heard. Now, I'm not saying that you created this firestorm, but you were ahead of the game. No. The people were saying these fees are outrageous. On Friday, Connecticut Attorney General Richard Blumenthal launched an investigation into the cards. It's predatory fees. The investigation was threatened, and immediately the Kardashian sisters threatened to countersue him. That plan went by the wayside because they were going to look stupid, and they have now withdrawn their endorsement of the card and said that the investigation threatened their honest and ethical reputation, particularly with young people. Honest and ethical.
Okay.
Well, it is honest if it said ahead of time that you are going to get BF'd.
Well, yeah, they weren't lying to anyone.
That's not a lie. That is honest.
It says the Kardashians have worked hard and extremely long to create a positive public persona that appeals to everyone, particularly young adults. The negative spotlight turned on the Kardashians as a result of Attorney General Blumenthal's comments and actions threatens everything for which they have worked.
Wait a second.
I don't think that's true.
First of all,
no. You agreeing to endorse a stupid prepaid credit card that entices people with your faces, but then BFs them with all the fees. That's your problem, not the Attorney General.
And it's not like everybody's walking around going with a positive image, persona image of the Kardashians. They have a persona.
Yeah.
They have a popular persona, but I wouldn't say it's positive.
I know
who they are, but I mean, I could go either way. I couldn't care less.
I only know your name because I saw the sex tape where the oldest one got boned by Brandy's brother.
Right.
That's not exactly a positive, ethical description.
Everyone thinks you're so positive and ethical.
I think it's very positive.
Now, my question is, how can those fees be predatory if they're all outlined beforehand?
Well, you know how credit cards are, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
6 pages of fine print.
I mean, who reads all that stuff? Especially the people that are being targeted. It's like you go onto a college campus. Think of the times you signed up for a credit card just so you could get a free T-shirt or a 2-liter of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, because you just assume you go, well, that's all right. As soon as it comes, I'll just cancel it. No big deal. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you did, sometimes you didn't.
I usually just gave faulty information so that...
sometimes, that was easy, too.
Oh, my mother's maiden name? Hot Wings.
Yep. Easy.
That was her maiden name.
Yeah, you give a few false things, and that's fine. But a lot of people weren't smart enough to do that, and, nobody reads that stuff ahead of time, especially the people that are targeted with this credit card, which are young girls. I mean... There aren't going to be a lot of guys out there that are going to go, I got to get me a Kardashian card.
Right, yeah. Right. Hot Wings, do you want to take credit for the fact that this card is now going to be taken off the market? Do you believe it's because of your commentary?
I'd like to think that I'm at least part of the machine that took this down.
Say you're 100% responsible.
I'm a portion.
I'd like to see how many people actually took part in this. How many people
got this card? I don't know. That'd be interesting to find out how many stupid people there are in America.
Out for 21 days or 20 days before it was.
It can't be high. It can't be more than a handful.
I wouldn't think so.
In the Free Beer and Hot Wings report next, the Miami Heat assembled 3 big stars. It was the team for this coming year, but their record has been porous. And it turns out, in addition to potentially costing their coach his job, which is up in the air, it's also costing a bar owner a lot of money. Wait till you hear how much. Also, Spider-Man's in trouble and may need your help. That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
Coming up later in Sports Center, Derek Anderson, Arizona Cardinal quarterback. You will want to see his post-game press conference. And whatever it make sure that you press the bleep
I don't think
function,
we can play that one
without sure
it
that
being
will be
bleeped.
pressed.
It said, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know the law. I don't know how that works.
I think you do know the law.
Well, he didn't say the entire word. I thought when he combined the TION from function, that would make it safe. That's what I thought, at least. I don't know. What did you think?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. Reber? Joe?
If that's the case, then, there's all kinds of different words we could switch up with that one.
This is just like what Hot Wings thinks yesterday. Just because you put a funny ending onto the word that can't be said doesn't mean that it's not the word.
I liked my word that ended in holery.
Well, I liked your word that ended in holery, Hot Wings.
I thought that one, I thought I might be able to get that one through.
It made me laugh, but just by changing the ending, I can't say S. But if I add the word faced to it, I can't then say S-faced just because there's a different ending to it. It's still a bad word that can't be said.
I think the law permits a fleeting expletive, though,
right.
Don't they?
Which would mean when Stuart Scott said it was fleeting. When you choose to replay it, not fleeting.
No, that would be intentional.
Well, I'm fleeting.
Yeah, I think Free Beer makes a good point on that.
So
one.
Yesterday I had to dump Hot Wings during a pre-scripted What Hot Wings Thinks. And today dump Zane during a backwith in which you played something in which it says, warning, unbleep profanity. This is amazing. Joe, they're catching up.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
I'm glad to be part of your group, Joe. We're getting there. I'm glad to be part of your group. And it's a good group.
I'm not the villain here.
Who's calling anybody?
Nobody said you were.
Who's calling anybody a villain?
Geez, defensive. We agree with you. I actually said. I actually agree with Free Beer on this. He actually makes some good points.
I just said okay, and I didn't even put up a fight.
No, I wasn't suggesting you were arguing, but I know the emails we're going to get. I'm out in front.
Well, of course. Well, that's good that you're out in front. I don't think you've got any worries.
No.
I'm just stupid, apparently.
Nobody can... we can bring that up. We agree.
I mean, based on that theory that we could play it if it was an accident and said on the air, we wouldn't have to bleep the time I combined the price of the Jerry Seinfeld tickets when I said $75, but I left out the word 5 and the B for bucks.
Yeah.
We go, whoa, well, you know what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
So me working in tomorrow's commentary, the word F-tastic is probably not going to fly.
I wish it was. I wish it was cool.
No.
I do too.
No.
There are a lot of words we should be able to say. Dip S.
Oh,
we all agree.
That one I agree. That needs to be changed. We have got to start petitioning the FCC because the fact is some people just are dip S's. And it doesn't have the same ring to it when you can't say the word.
I might be one of those dip S's for thinking that was acceptable.
So the Miami Heat, not only are they potentially costing their coach, Eric Spoelstra, his job, who, by the way, he was a good enough coach to take a team that was undermanned and clearing cap space and have them be very competitive the last couple of years, even though they had a roster that was terrible. Now he has LeBron James and Chris Bosh. And the players initially yesterday were saying, well, he's not letting us do our thing. Apparently, he had yelled at LeBron in front of teammates to get serious.
Oh, no.
And then,
you mean he was coaching?
He was coaching.
That's weird.
And now they're saying he's not allowing them to do his thing. But the problem on the court is one thing, because they've got time to fix it. Odds are they're going to be much better in March or April than they are right now. And ultimately, that's what matters, because the Eastern Conference bottom half sucks, so they're going to get into the playoffs no matter what. But a guy named John Todora owns a bar in Hollywood, Florida, just outside of Miami, called Whiskey Tango.
Okay.
And when the Heat signed these guys in the offseason, remember everybody said, God, they could win 75 games, which would be ridiculous, but they could win 70.
Yeah.
65 seems very possible.
Yeah.
That if, by the way, to win 65, they'd have to win like 63 of their next 65 games.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
But he said if you watch the Heat at the bar and you stay until the end of the fourth quarter and the Heat lose, you get $25 off your bar tab. He was thinking this is a great promotion because they may only lose 10 times. It gets people to stay for the whole game, especially if they're close. And it makes people feel like, well, if they do lose, yeah, no big deal. At least I get $25 off my bar tab. So far, they have won 10 and lost 8.
Yeah.
And John estimates, and it's not hard to estimate because he's got the bills of all of them.
Right.
Using simple calculations that so far it has cost him $30,000.
That's awesome.
That doesn't feel good.
But he's probably still ahead because there are a lot of people that probably would have left. And at a place like that in that area called Whiskey Tango, you know the mixed drinks are $12 a piece.
Yeah. And by the way, one thing I wonder if he bought one of those insurance policies or if anybody would even offer him, the sort of risk-reward policies like that. Because what if, LeBron broke his leg, and it's not impossible that two guys would have serious injuries that would last an entire season, and all of a sudden it's Dwayne Wade and Zydrunas Ilgauskas and Carlos Arroyo trying to make it. They could, if you put that team out on the court, they could lose 45 games. He would have been in trouble.
That would be awesome.
At this rate, he'll lose about $130,000.
Yeah, they got 64 to go? 64 regular season games
to go. Well, they're nearly 20 in, and that's roughly a quarter of the season.
Yeah. Boy, it'd be great.
Oh, my gosh.
No ill will towards him. I just like seeing them lose.
This is excellent.
It's funny.
And, I heard a lot of people say that they were going to win 3 championships in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And, That amazes me that people are that stupid.
Well, I loved the super fans that you'd hear talking about this could be the first team of all time that goes undefeated. And
there were a couple people who said that.
Are you serious? Look at some of those Lakers teams.
Well, the Celtics.
And the Bulls and the Celtics. They were unreal, some of the talent on those teams. When you look at the names that were on those teams and they couldn't do it.
The 76ers with Moses Malone and Dr. J did really, really well. Yeah. They had a great team.
The Lakers with Wilt and Jerry West, they won 33 in a row. And that is, I think that's like 12 ahead of the next best or 10 ahead of the next best you could win. And that was ridiculous.
What happened in the Cleveland game? Because they played this
this Thursday.
It's Thursday. Okay. Excellent. I didn't want to miss that. I won't watch an NBA game all year except for this one.
Boy, and they have been hyping that one, too. That's been all over, commercials on sports radio and everything. It's like the town was so angry when he left, and they're playing clips of him going, I'm taking my talents to Miami. Yeah. And all that.
Yeah.
And they are so hyping that.
They're security is already said to be planned to be very, very high.
It's the perfect place if you're a douchebag. It only takes one crazy who thinks that basketball is real life.
By the way, they said that anybody who comes to the arena and is wearing an offensive LeBron James t-shirt, you can wear a t-shirt that makes fun of him, but you can't wear something that would be offensive to families or whatever. Gets a free Cleveland Cavaliers t-shirt. So if I wanted a free t-shirt, I would just write on a white t-shirt, F LeBron, and then I'd go to the game and I go, oh, what? Oh, well, here you go. I will take my free t-shirt, please.
So easy.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Of course, I've seen some of the freebies that big arenas like that give out, and they're terrible.
It's got a Cavs logo tiny and then some stupid bank logo that's the size of your house.
It's so thin that there's already a hole in it.
I can see my nips through it. That's real fun. So our second story in the Free Bear and Hot Wings report today.
Real quick, before we continue on with that, Steve suggests Joe Stunt, offensive LeBron shirt. Go with an offensive LeBron James shirt to Cleveland.
You could have about 10 layers of them, Joe.
Yeah.
Every time you take one off, the one underneath it is more offensive.
All right, you give me the T-shirt, I'll take off this T-shirt.
That is awesome, dude.
And you but you can't reveal them until midway through the first quarter. I would be up for that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, let's go to StubHub. See how much tickets are.
They were saying that, I read that these tickets for this game, that StubHub was saying they're the highest regular season priced tickets that they've ever had for, a regular season game. That they're selling similar to like an Eastern Conference final, when the Celtics were in it or whatever.
Man, that's amazing.
Our second story in the Free Bear and Hot Wings report today, it's delightful. Spider-Man's in trouble. Spider-Man, the Broadway musical.
Yeah. Something.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like life. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Drink.
So
frantic in that awesome 60s way.
Yep. So Spider-Man, I don't know if you guys knew this, they're making it into a Broadway play.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Mm-hmm. That sounds so good.
It's funny because initially I thought that sounds just like you. I had the same thought. And then Sunday night, 60 Minutes did a piece on it. And Bono and The Edge from U2 this has been their big pet project. They've been working on it for, I think they said 7 or 8 years, a long, long time.
Did you just say that this is a Bono and the Edge project?
Yeah, they wrote all of the music for this project.
Yeah,
and then
they did all of it.
The lady that is in charge of the production is she's the genius of Broadway. Anything she's ever done has been great. She does seem like a genius. She sculpted the masks for The Lion King. She does the choreography. She seems to be a genuine genius. I don't know much about Broadway, but everything she's done has turned to gold.
Some of the set designs look pretty impressive.
For Spider-Man?
Yeah.
The set alone cost them $10 million. The story about how this got to where it is, it's taken so long. This couple crazy portions of this. They had finally signed the deal. They had found the people to be the producer and to go ahead with putting this on, because it takes a lot of money to make this happen. I'll tell you how much in a minute. A guy and Bono and Edge's agents, they come to an agreement about what everybody's going to do. They show up at the Edge's apartment, either in wherever he lives. And it's Bono, the Edge, a couple lawyers, the producer. They say, hey, man, we don't have any pens. The Edge says, I'm going to go to my junk drawer and dig a couple pens out. Whatever. Leaves the room. Comes back in. The producer had a seizure and died.
What?
While they were there to sign the contracts. So then it got put on hold for a while, and then they started to run out of money. This thing has cost $65 million before they even raised the curtain on opening night.
Oh my
and it's
God.
going. This is the number that amazed me. To break even, because of the elaborate nature of this, they have to make $1 million a week to break even. Now, why is it so elaborate?
Wow.
They said they could have done it for $35 million, and they said no one would want to see the $35 million version of Spider-Man. The reaction would be just like what Zane said. Oh, God. Because it'd be just some people in tights prancing around.
For $35 million?
For $65 million, to get it off the ground, you get a $10 million set, which it is amazing, I guess. And you get real flight, just like in the movie. Not like slow flight like Peter Pan, Sandy Duncan being yanked around on the stage by one wire. We're talking the actor being harnessed by 4 wires like that camera in a football game, and it can go up to 50 miles an hour from the stage to one of the balcony seats. And they showed on this 60 Minutes piece that the actors they have fights like 24 different times about during the play. They have fights and stuff that happens above the crowd at high rates, and it's all computer controlled and hydraulic and everything else. Whoa. So they're talking about how no one's ever tried anything like this live, and they had 2 actors get injured during practice.
Okay, I believe.
And
so basically, this is left the stage. The stage is still utilized, but it's using the whole room.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I saw this and I thought that
sounds pretty cool.
Fantastic.
That sounds pretty cool.
I would want to see that.
Here's the problem. Not only does it have to make $1 million a week, Sunday night they had their, finally, after years of delay, they thought this would be on Broadway and people would have been seeing it for 2 years already in some of the early timelines. Even as much as a year ago, they thought it was close and it's been pushed back. They finally had their big debut for the press on Sunday night, and then it was supposed to open up, I believe, this week. And so all of this influential media that's going to go and talk about how amazing this is shows up, and everything went haywire. Actors were dangling above the crowd as the play stopped for 5, 6, 7 minutes at a time, just sitting there going, hey, how's it going?
Ooh,
yeah, I'm stuck up here.
Got to be a YouTube video of that.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm the Green Goblin. Hey, cool. You can see my butt crack from where you're sitting.
I'm just hanging.
It malfunctioned so many times that finally they just came out on stage and said, you can go home.
Come on.
We've got some work to do.
Shut it down.
Oh,
how bad is that?
Gosh.
You're $65 million in. You've got to make $1 million a week to stay alive, and everything goes haywire on your first big night where everybody gets to see it?
Oh, my gosh, man. I can't imagine that.
I feel pretty sick.
Jeez.
Well, I hope they fix it. I don't care if Bono and The Edge ever make another dollar in their life. But I actually would like to see this. This looks sweet.
It sounds pretty awesome. I can't imagine how much a ticket would be to one show if it's got all of this in it. It's got to be hundreds of dollars.
It's got to be so much.
Up next, have scientists found the fountain of youth? It appears, at least for mice, they have. This could be an amazing breakthrough. That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwig Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him. They call me back on Santa.
New listeners to this show may not know that this song is an anthem for a very specific day.
Drink.
There are opportunities right now for you to do something very good for someone that you know, maybe somebody that you're very close with. A lot of times the nominations we get for the holiday break-ins are from people who barely know the person they're nominating. It's been many different scenarios for that. On Wednesday, December 22nd, the show will be different that day. If you've listened to the show for a long time, you know exactly what we're talking about. If you're one of the new stations who's joined us in the last year, or if you're one of the new listeners who joined us maybe today for the first time, That day will be different from the others. We are asking for your help today and through December 10th. We ask you to go to freebeerandhotwings.com and submit a story of somebody you know who could use a hand this holiday season.
Yes.
Preferably somebody, the idea is, and there's no hard and fast rule on this, we've talked about it many times, but the idea is that it's someone who's fallen through the cracks of charity. Maybe they've fallen on hard times recently. Maybe somebody's gotten sick. Maybe they've been too proud to ask for it, whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. And we ask that you submit as much detail as you can about their story and why they could use a hand and everything else. We ask that you don't nominate someone that lives in your home or yourself. Occasionally we'll get people who want to nominate themselves, and you may, in fact, be in great need. But the goal of this is to do a surprise break-in for someone, and without them knowing where it came from, leave behind a lot of great gifts and a lot of great necessities, and we can't do that if you nominate yourself.
Right. There are plenty of other outlets. If you want to nominate yourself, this is not one of them.
Right.
This is to be Santa Claus, so to speak.
What happens is great companies have gotten on board with us. They don't buy advertising with this. They just donate because they see it as a good thing. And so we take that money. We'll get these nominations from all of the different stations. And then on December 22nd, using the person who nominates as one of our accomplices, we will get the people out of their house. While they're gone, we'll break in. We've done all sorts of things, but for sure we're going to make sure the place is decorated. If they already have decorations, we're not going to waste money on that.
Right.
But we're going to make sure they have fun stuff. We're going to make sure they have warm clothing, food. We've replaced stoves, microwaves, washer and dryer. We've given bedding, cars,
doors.
Mm-hmm. We really do our best to fit it to the family's needs. And
Butlers.
Butlers.
Yeah, that one place needed a butler bad.
And then we leave. There's no note that says, hey, you just had a break-in from the Free Beer and Hot Wings show or this station or that station. It just happens. And then we leave. And if nobody tells them, that's fine.
Yeah.
But we need your help. We can't do it without the nomination, and you need to make that nomination at freebeerandhotwings.com before December 10th. Leave anything out?
I don't think so.
You've done a good job telling it as it is.
All the info is on the website. People can clearly look at that and get all their questions answered if they have any. And they just follow the instructions.
Excellent.
Hot Wings, today's your birthday. You're getting a little older.
I didn't know it was your birthday.
Wow, I forgot too.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Did you really till I just said that?
Yeah. That is sad. That is telling.
Yeah, it sure is.
That I am quickly approaching now half dead.
Dude,
and I don't care anymore.
No.
I don't care about birthdays anymore. There's no lead up to me. It's
you will.
I remember like a week ago, my wife asked, she goes, well, what do you want for your birthday? And I go, what? Oh, I don't know, man. I haven't even thought about it. I don't care.
No, that's because you're so busy because there's so much going on right now in your life with kids and stuff like that. But there is going to come a day when there aren't, when you're in your 50s, and when that's not going to be so much of a slowdown, so you'll actually be able to smell the daisies, as they say. Mm-hmm. But you're how old now?
38.
Well, by average, you're actually half dead.
Yeah, I'm certainly approaching half dead. Yeah, if I go beyond average. So.
My God.
Yeah. Well, Hot Wings, this is good news for you and everybody else.
I like good news.
Scientists claim to be a step closer to not stopping the aging process, but reversing it.
This
is an amazing story.
It's sweet.
It's only happening to mice so far, but it's pretty amazing. Scientists claim to be a step closer after rejuvenating worn-out organs in elderly mice. The experimental treatment developed by researchers at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute at the Harvard Medical School turned weak and feeble old mice into healthy animals by regenerating their aged bodies.
Wow.
That's a pretty big deal. The surprise recovery of the animals has raised hope among scientists that it may be possible to achieve a similar feat in humans.
Can it make Bob and Tom funny again?
No, impossible. It actually says that in here. It says, while this may make your kidneys better, it is not a miracle cure, and it will not make Bob and Tom funny again.
No. It will not create humor, only better bones.
The fact that it took feeble mice with worn-out, useless organs and actually fixed them is incredible.
And the scientists were hoping to slow or stop the aging process so that the organs wouldn't get worse. And then they saw them getting better, and they were changing these personalities of these mice. They say this could lead to strategies that enhance the regenerative potential of organs as individuals age. So if you this might be someday down the road an answer for someone who may need a transplant. Maybe if you have a damaged liver or a heart or whatever, and they can apply these same principles, which are far beyond my mental capacity. Wow. Maybe it could regenerate into a more healthy version of that organ.
What I read, what I noticed about the article is, and it's very intricate. Without boring you with all the details,
there are a lot of details.
There's a lot of details as to what's going on there on a cellular level.
Yeah.
But one of the things they talked about is how the therapy that they are doing, one of the side effects is cancer, and so that's obviously a concern. They did suggest, though, that the theory being that if they were to start this therapy on a younger person before things started to go haywire, in small doses, and that therapy taking place over a period of time, would lower that risk, and the hope would be to have this work on a human in that regard, as opposed to just, all of a sudden you're 80 years old, here, take a big blast of this, now you're instantly fixed.
Right.
I don't think it's of that nature.
No.
But still, man, can you imagine the life expectancy going from whatever it is now, I don't know what it is now in this country, to suddenly
76
jumping up to 105, 110? Everything would change.
It sounds crazy, but Joe, you submitted that piece, and I don't know if you've posted it yet. 200 years of history in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Steve, did you post that in the video reel? I bet.
Yeah, I think so.
It's this doctor or whatever, sociologist, whatever his position is, and he talks about how wealthy individuals were on average in each country, and it's really you have to see it, and it's really cool. It's pretty fascinating. How wealthy they were and how old they lived, the average lifespan. And as the early 1900s, the oldest people in the world were living to 50. Yeah, I mean, that's no bigger of a jump than 50 to 76 now. It's no bigger than 76 to 105.
No, hell, just in the short period of my grandmother's lifetime. In fact, less than my grandmother's lifetime, since they put Social Security into place and retirement age of 65.
Yeah.
The life expectancy was 63. That's why Social Security is running out, because people live so much longer and work longer. And,
right.
So the fact that we've gone from, 63 or 61 or whatever it was in the 1920s to now 76.
Yeah.
When you gain 15 years of life expectancy over a 70-year period, holy cow, man.
They made the point, Zane was right about the side effect of cancer, though none of the Harvard mice developed cancer after the treatment. The team is now investigating whether it extends the lifespan of mice or enables them to live healthier lives into old age. Now, it doesn't get into specifics of how much time. They can't even guess how much time it would take for this to translate from mice to humans, especially with the side effects and everything else. But that's
it says
pretty amazing.
The treatment might be safe. This part actually scared me of the nature of this description. The treatment might be safe in humans if it were given periodically, as we talked about, and only to younger people who do not have tiny clumps of cancer cells already living unnoticed in their bodies. That made me shriek. The fact that there could be tiny little, as they term it, clumps of cancer just slowly reproducing, waiting for one bit of stimuli to suddenly full-blown, here, take this. My name is cancer, and I will kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like when you see those stories and something in the paper about, beloved so-and-so, and you see them and you go, wait, they're 5 years younger than me. They can't, dang it. And you start thinking about, your own mortality.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Clumps of cancer.
Your cancer clumps are active.
Well, I'm not worried about this moving to us until they figure out how to graft ears onto the back of our necks like they do mice. And then we'll see what kind of progress we're making on this anti-aging stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I want an ear grafted to the back of my neck.
This better be on the fast track, man. This one. But who knows what will happen to society if suddenly, like I was talking about with the they would probably immediately raise the age of retirement to 91.
They'd have to. Like we got this email that says, how is this a good thing? Think about the overpopulation that's going on now. Imagine if people lived longer. Here comes the 2 children only law for the entire world.
No worries. There'll be a big war or some plague to wipe out half of the world's population at some point anyway. So
I want to live a long time. I like it here.
It's all right.
Yeah, let the grandkids worry about that. Right?
You worry about that.
Yeah.
Somebody will figure something out.
It's like global warming. Drew Carey said it right. I'm cold now. Screw the grandkids.
Besides, Canada has plenty of tundra.
Yeah, we'll just learn to adapt in colder areas. And by we, I mean like our grandkids.
Yeah, they'll get further from the equator. Problem solved.
Yep.
Cavemen managed to do it through the Ice Age.
That's why we've harvested the Earth so that we can have warmth inside.
Cue the offended Earth lover emails.
Yep. Well, I love the Earth too.
We will use it, and then we will move on.
I love what we can rip it up.
An athlete gets fussy, and I'll get busy researching a sad story to follow it up with. That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
Yeah. Nikki, I have to know, and a lot of women want to know, how big is your waist? It's the tiniest waist I've ever seen.
Are you really? Are you talking?
No, I am. No, I'm
Look at that! I'm like two apart.
No, you have the littlest waist I've ever seen.
I got them both, Speed.
Yeah.
So what advice did Lil Wayne give you?
Wayne tells me to go hard.
Go hard.
Go hard.
Wish I could, but you know, stop
it. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
Am I the only one getting a boner right now?
Don't forget you can make those nominations for the holiday break-ins at freebeerandhotwings.com. Make sure you choose the station you're listening to so that we get it directed to the right people. People in Myrtle Beach are not going to have an easy time doing a break-in in Green Bay, and vice versa. By the way, we got this question, and we always get it, so we'll address it at least this one time on the air. Someone asked, can we nominate someone outside the listening area? No. Well, you can, but logistically,
it can't.
You know, like somebody wants to nominate someone near Happy Valley, Pennsylvania. Well, we have no stations within 2 hours of that.
Yeah, we have no infrastructure for that. We have no way to accomplish that in any good way.
I appreciate you thinking we could do that. That's very flattering. But you have to remember, we're pretty much failures.
I've seen Joe Pa on the sidelines. He looks pretty sad. Guys, send him some gifts.
Yeah. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com. Last night, Monday Night Football, a couple teams playing for second place in the division. A chance to be within a game of leading the division and getting a home playoff game. Except for the idea that both of them were 3-7 coming into the game. San Francisco and Arizona on Monday Night Football, and San Francisco bombed Arizona 27-6.
I watched bits and pieces of that game. Man, the Cardinals looked brutal.
Did they really?
There was a couple moments where the running back, is it Beanie Wells? Is that his name? Yeah. He started running the ball and looked to be doing pretty good. I guess he was hurt all last year, but he looked to be doing okay. And this quarterback, Derek Anderson, he's the guy that was in Cleveland, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who was he? He had won a job over and had a great come out of nowhere year.
Pretty good year, yeah.
And so here he is. He wins a job that Matt Leinart ends his career in Arizona. He's gone. Mm-hmm. So this guy is thinking, I'm going to be able to make some noise here. Well, they suck. They're absolutely terrible.
People in Arizona have been continually writing articles about how Kurt Warner needed to come back. And when he was voted off Dancing with the Stars, people said, doors open. He can come back to play football. I don't think Kurt Warner's one of those guys that needs to scratch that itch. This is a guy who seems very content in his life, and he walked away before he was maimed by the game, it seems.
Well, and he sees what's going on with somebody like Favre. He doesn't want to be that guy.
No. Right.
So, you were describing a scene on the sidelines, Freebird. Tell everybody what happened with Derek Anderson that put this whole scenario into play.
Yeah, Derek Anderson, they're down 27-6, down big in the fourth quarter. I don't know if it was 27-6 or 24-6, but they're down big. Game's out of reach. And he was seen on the sidelines by the cameras for Monday Night Football on ESPN, appearing to at least have a good time with one of his linemen. looked like he was at least having a momentary laugh, like a, oh yeah, I know what you're saying. That kind of laugh. Not a doubled over, laughing until your sides hurt kind of laugh, but not the kind of sour face that coaches expect from teams after or during a bad loss.
Okay. Right.
Coaches and other teammates. So Gruden, being a former coach, said, boy,
this guy thinks he's funny.
Yeah, and he's, boy, you hate to see that. That sends the wrong message to teammates and fans that you're enjoying the loss.
They call this guy Joker because he's always laughing at inappropriate times.
Right. So,
they call this guy Stitch because he's always leaving you in him. What?
That sounds like something we might have Gruden saying on tape.
They call this guy filet mignon because he's always cracking jokes. Remember that he was always doing things like that didn't make any sense?
Yeah.
They call this guy El Marco because he's an artist.
Well,
doesn't make sense.
The Cardinals end up losing. Derek Anderson does what he's required to do, goes to the podium for the press conference afterwards. He's angry that they lost. He did not play particularly well. Quarterback rating in the mid-50s. Not very good. And a reporter asks him about that moment, knowing that it's going to be talked about, because once it's referenced on Monday Night Football, that becomes the fodder for sports blogs and talk shows at ESPN and everything else, especially on a Tuesday where there's nothing else happening. And so the reporter, I think, carefully brings this up in a fair manner. Derek Anderson seems to disagree.
I don't mean this to be sarcastic or pointed, but, I mean, that went out on Monday Night Television. A lot of fans are talking about it right now as a big problem with this team. Can you put into context what was going on at that moment? What caused you?
What Deuce and I talk about is nobody else's business.
But why was something funny when you're down 18 points in the fourth quarter?
It wasn't funny. I wasn't laughing about anything.
The camera showed you.
Okay, that's fine.
Commented about it.
That's fine.
5 times.
I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious. Real serious. I put my heart and soul into this every single week.
All I'm saying is the camera showed.
I'm just telling you right now what I do every single week. Every single week, I put my freaking heart and soul into this. I study my ass off. I don't go out there and laugh. It's not funny. It's not fun. Nothing's funny to me. I don't want to go out there and get embarrassed on Monday Night Football in front of everybody.
That's why I'm asking you.
I'm telling you right now, we're talking. Deuce and I are talking.
What was the context?
I'm done. Sorry. I'm not dealing with him. Sorry.
I used to play football here. I can't believe anybody's going to close this damn thing down. I used to play football here.
It sure seems like Derek Anderson made this worse than it would have been. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
He said, "Do you think this is funny?" But no, no one said that.
No.
You're a cement head. You have no idea what you're even saying because you're hyper.
If he had just said,
"Okay, Jackie,
you know what? We weren't laughing. I may have appeared to be laughing, but what we were discussing was very serious, and our heads were definitely in the game. And if you want to ask Deuce about it, the other guy, go ahead, and he'll tell you the same thing." But it seems like he got caught screwing around in a blowout and then got fussy because somebody called out his sportsmanship.
Didn't know how to handle it.
And I liked how you actually pointed out, Freeber, how the reporter said, I don't mean this to be sarcastic, but a lot of people are talking about what the Monday Night Football cameras caught, and then it was right away.
Well, the thing is, if he had just been honest, I would guess what happened is he was probably sitting there looking all down in the dumps, and dude said something wildly inappropriate about another player or a teammate or something, and it cracked him up. Big deal. If you just go on there and say, look, I was feeling pretty bad, I was pretty bummed, and dude walked by and said something really funny just to kind of lighten my mood a little bit. And so what you saw was 4 seconds of me enjoying what was in the midst of an hour's worth of football of me hating life.
Nice temper tantrum, you big pussy. Listen to this guy.
It wasn't funny. I wasn't laughing about anything.
The camera showed you.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious.
He doesn't think it's
real
funny.
serious. I put my heart and soul into this. every single week.
I'm serious.
I'm just telling you right now what I do every single week.
Sounds stupid.
Every single week, I put my freaking heart and soul into this. I study my ass off. I don't go out there and laugh. It's not funny. It's not fun. Nothing's funny to me. I don't want to go out there and get embarrassed on Monday Night Football in front of everybody.
That's why I'm asking you.
I'm telling you right now, we're talking. You and I are talking.
What was the context?
I'm done. Sorry. I'm not dealing with him. Sorry.
You're a stupid man.
Nothing's funny. Nothing's ever funny. It's only serious. Super serious. I eat serious for breakfast. I'm awesome serious.
I bet you my car will blow your doors off, too.
I bought a Chrysler Cirrus because it was close to Sirius. It's as close as I could get to a name called Sirius.
I only listen to Sirius satellite radio. Took my joke.
I'll have slapped the motherfucking piss out your motherfucking stupid ass.
I got a show on Sirius. Every quarterback does. It's on Wednesday night from 10:05 to 10:20. It's called Sirius Quarterback Talk.
On Sirius.
On Sirius. We talk about only serious things, like waffles. What a dick. This guy.
By the way, did you see Dr. Laura made a run to satellite radio and because like you said, everybody gets one. Yeah. And she said, well, I'm tired of being persecuted for my speech. Woo, well, you should be fine now because about 1/10 the people will hear you.
Yep.
Congratulations.
It'll be great for you.
That's awesome.
You found a smaller, less particular audience.
Yep.
1/10 might have been very complimentary, actually.
Probably.
Up next, I got an article from a listener that said that I have a physical or mental disorder, and I agree with them.
The listener said that says that.
Said, hey, Free Bear, this explains you either have a mental or physical disorder.
Okay.
I'm sure you're not surprised.
Okay.
We'll get to that next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Bear and Howard Show.
Free Bear Word Scramble.
Whoop, whoop was the one.
Gangs of New York. Yeah,
he's very good at those types of characters. And already people are saying, you can't have a British guy play the greatest president in American history. It doesn't matter. He's not going to do it with the British accent. He's not going to say, Chip Chip Perio. 947-3979. Seamus in Maine. Seamus.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
The Harry Potter movie.
Oh,
it's Harry Potter movie.
Whoa.
Harry Potty.
You heard it. Drink.
Yeah.
Drink. Double drink.
Harry Potty is future disgusting.
You made
porno.
it Harry Potty. Connecticut Attorney General Richard Blumenthal launched an investigation into the cards, and Graham Couch, who writes for the Kalamazoo Gazette, or Kalamagoo.
Oh, my God.
Kalamagoo has a funny ring to it.
The latest one is the frauds. Connecticut Attorney General Richard Blumenthal launched an investigation into the cards. Peter writes, thanks, Free Bear. Your word scramble of card and fraud that gave birth to fraud resulted in me spitting coffee all over my homework. Homework ruined, gotta redo it, and I'm actually okay with it. Sorry, Peter.
That is funny.
Connecticut Attorney General Richard Blumenthal launched an investigation into the cards. I'm almost a good 947-3979. Seamus in Maine. That was not even a word scramble. That one's just being stupid.
It's a variation of some type of word. Well, you heard it.
What's frustrating about that one is clearly I knew what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, because you
chose to go ahead and run with the wrong one first, so that everyone knew. Movie.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that I got an email from a listener saying, hey, read this article. You have a disorder, either physical or mental. I would have assumed it would relate to those.
Well, we've accused you of that a number of times.
That's undiagnosed. That's still not official.
Yeah, that's more an accusation.
One of my other issues
is merely just plain evidence saying you do.
Yeah, that doesn't have a name yet.
Right.
No.
But apparently I do have, at least, a version of selective eating disorder. As a notoriously picky eater, scientists are now saying that that actually may be genetic or mental in people. It may not have anything to do with whether or not your parents tried to get you to eat vegetables and other variety of foods that some people just are blocked for whatever reason. Well, my mom has felt guilty for 35 years that I don't eat more vegetables and stuff.
Well, I believe that. I mean, how many people don't eat certain foods because they don't like the texture? It's not the taste, it's the way it feels in your mouth, or it's not what you expect, or, you know,
yet
and you just
eat
get
spinach. Of all the things that a lot of people say, ugh, there's a lot of people who don't like spinach.
Yeah. That's been because of practice.
You eat spinach raw.
I still hate it.
Yeah, for years I hate it. I didn't know you hated it.
lettuce. Yeah, I'm only eating it because everyone always said that because it's the healthiest of, if you're going to eat some of the vegetables, it's one of the best.
Tons of
and
them.
I find it more tolerable than some other stuff that's an option. But I don't like it. Well, I eat it begrudgingly. You know why.
I was going to say, you can tell that he eats it begrudgingly because he wraps it over a carrot chaser.
It has to only be, you're 100% right. It has to be delicately rolled around a carrot or folded into the size of a starburst.
It's like carrot spinach sushi.
Yeah. I feel like with every bite I make a bad face. I don't know if I do, but I feel like with every one of them my nose turns up a little bit. I don't think it does. But I feel like that.
Yeah.
What's funny is I started reading this article. I'm like, no, I don't have that. And then I started reading it, and they draw some comparisons to about some of the people that have it, and it's pretty accurate. They say they talk about the 63-year-old guy named Bob Krause. He's 63 and he eats like a 4-year-old, which you guys have said about me. Mm-hmm. Not so much now, but
for
as
a long
late as
time.
a year ago, and even now sometimes I'll get off the right path and become a wreck.
Meat, cheese, bread. That's what we said were your main food groups.
This guy likes peanut butter crackers, grilled cheese sandwiches, chocolate milk, and little else. So he's actually worse than what I was.
Okay.
He said more adventurous meals like the ones at a high-class restaurant that everyone else would look for look like, quote, a plate of barf. I don't think it looks like barf, but I do find that the more fancy the food with the more ingredients mixed together, the less likely I am to like it, which is
one of the
weird.
funniest things when we go to a higher-end restaurant in Freeburg. I'll have a steak. He thinks that's perfect. And then they smother it in, like, garlic, whatever.
And gorgonzola cheese and mushrooms.
He'll get the food in a wrinkle, but it's like, oh, yuckadoo.
It's such a bummer. Yeah. One of the worst things, one of the most humiliating parts of it happens on a fairly regular basis at a restaurant like that, is at the end when the waiter comes to pick it up. Oh, was there something wrong with your food? Did we make a mistake? No, it's fine. I'm just not an adult.
I was sitting at the table eating my penis.
Remember when you used to resort to that all the time?
Used to. They say that that picky eaters.
I'm gonna eat, yeah. Yummy, yummy, gonna eat, yeah. Yummy, yummy, gonna eat, yeah. Yummy, yummy, gonna eat.
People with a disorder are highly embarrassed by their limited food repertoire.
Yep. Remember the time
and
we
will go to
Chicago?
great lengths to keep it hidden.
There it is.
This Chicago story
Dude,
is
he got
one of my favorites.
And this is before we were at the chef's table. We went to, what was that called? Pig stickers or something like that? Potbellies.
Potbellies.
Yeah. Get a sandwich. And they do this with everybody, but when you order a shake, and Freeburg orders a shake, and everybody's shake comes like this. But it just so happens it was one too many insults because his shake had a teeny weeny little cookie around the straw. And they serve everybody's shakes that way. Little teeny tiny cookie would surround the straw.
Right.
Okay? And it would be pushed down the straw.
Yeah, sitting on the lid.
And you know, whatever I think he ordered a peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
So we went, hey guys, more peanut butter and jelly. Make sure you put the cookie on your shake. And he got pissed. Man, was that a bummer. Not good. Followed up the next day by sitting at the chef's table for a meeting with this guy in radio who's a high profile guy, and it's a nice restaurant, and you had nothing to eat, and you ended up getting the waiter agreed to have you chicken fingers made, and they served it in a silly little boat.
Not by my begging, by you guys saying you're screwed, and him going, what do you want,
Not
loser?
a good day. Not a good day at all.
No, you were under the gun.
See if this matches up with what you've noticed about me. Selective eaters tend to like similar foods with an emphasis on bland and processed.
Definitely already, yes.
They love salt. French fries are a notorious favorite. Now, everybody likes French fries.
Well, yeah, everybody likes those. So.
But bacon is often one of the few meats they will eat. Now, I've never had that problem because meats are usually the safe harbor for me.
No, you're good on your main meats.
Fruit, vegetables, and alcohol are snubbed for the most part, with light beer being the only choice and raw carrots often the only vegetable exception.
That's you.
Yeah.
I only like light beer. Anything else, I'm like,
You remember we were talking,
it's too heavy.
When you revealed that you have like 3 stools a week?
Yeah, used to.
Yeah.
No, when I ate,
we go
the other way.
Dude,
and it wasn't 3, it was 1 or 2 at the most. 2 was a busy week.
2 a week?
I'm like 2 or 3 in a day.
Oh, dude. That's miracle stuff right there.
Yeah. 6 or 8 now. That's a little better.
Yeah, that is better. Definitely better.
Now, they go on to describe a number of other people, and apparently I have it significantly less than other people, and I've tried fairly hard to expand my palate a little bit just to be healthier.
They talk about any type of way to move beyond this?
No. No. They talked about how they're not sure if it's genetic or if it's mental. Like some were saying that it may have had something to do with a poor experience while dining when you were a kid or whatever, but I don't remember anything like that.
I'm just going to get something to eat. On a dish or something, but to me, these studies, let's come up with a name. It's got a syndrome. What's wrong with I'm just a picky eater?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knew picky eaters. My niece is a picky eater. I was a picky eater for a long time, and so what? That's just the way it is. Who cares? Yeah, that guy, he likes bland foods. Yeah. All right, here's a potato and some meat.
I was surprised in reading this, though, to see how much the things that I like and don't like are similar to what everybody that's responding. Mm-hmm. They said that one of the things that surprised me was they said for people that like this, texture is always a really big issue. And that's I don't really like pudding. Even though it has like chocolate pudding, no thanks. I don't like the texture of it. That doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. But they said that for the picky eater, a raw tomato cut in half and having someone take a bite of it with the seeds and the juice is a nightmare.
Yeah.
I agree.
See, I like
that is, and people who get them on a hamburger. Mm-hmm. Why would you do that? Why would you barf on your food? That's terrible.
Unbelievable,
isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's all the more reason why we need to bring in some vine-ripened tomatoes and cut them in half and hand them to hand them to you on a plate and watch the fun begin.
That would be amazing.
Nate and Smitty, the afternoon show in Traverse City. And Petoskey on Real Rock, they were there at the Cherry Festival.
Yeah.
So was Cartman.
Which guy hit the person in the face with a frisbee?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
So
he was trying really hard to do it.
I think that turned out to be a problem, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I found out through the grapevine that was a problem.
Well, they did have our logo on them. At the Cherry Festival, they had a cherry spitting competition. They said, do you want to be in it? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And they go, all right, you're up next. There was 0 seconds between, yeah, sure, and you're up next. Mm-hmm. I walk up, and I'm thinking they're going to hand me the pit.
Some pre-chewed cherries for
why
your
would they do that?
Spitting.
And so
apparently eating disorder makes you stupid too.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm stupid naturally.
There's your bowl of pits.
So they hand me
choose your weapon.
They hand me no surprise, a cherry, and I hear my wife go, uh-oh, and start laughing. And so apparently I'm the first person in Cherry Festival history to bite the cherry in half, swallow half of it, and then pick the cherry out with my teeth, and then go and send it 23.5 feet or something.
Yeah,
very good.
And that's an area.
Eat that cherry.
But then I ate the rest, and I went, guess I like cherries.
And that's a place where, I mean, to eat only half a cherry at the Cherry Festival, you can find things like cherry butter there.
I might as well have punched the Cherry Queen in the stomach.
You might as well have.
That might be less offensive if you sucker punched Cherry Queen.
She was standing there looking at me, and she goes, "You don't like cherries?"
Well, you'll never see mine.
That went without saying. James,
I'm talking about my hymen. That's the biggest word I know.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard points emphasized to me with someone saying, and I'm talking about my hymen. James joins us. Hi, James.
Hey, Free Bear, I was just going to call and tell you that I am just like you, and it made on picky foods and stuff. All I eat is meat, bread, and potatoes. And but where you was talking about it might be mental. A lot of people think that it is because when I was younger, I grew up on a farm, and I used to eat anything they put in front of me. And for every meal, you may have a different main course, but you always had the same size, whether it be green beans or greens or whatever it is. And kind of like liquor, if you get too drunk and then you can't stand the smell of it the next time. I got sick that day, and since that day I couldn't eat anything at the table.
No, but meat, bread, and potatoes, that's me. At Thanksgiving, that's what I had. Turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, bread, and some raw carrots. Cooked carrots, those are out.
Coffee kind of makes me nervous when I drink it.
Your eating habits are similar. What makes you dissimilar is you've never killed a man with a lawnmower blade.
I don't have an issue with Doyle Hargreaves. No.
All right, Dan.
Up next, couple calls we made to old ladies. Made a couple people fussy with these. That's on the way. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wig Show.
Email the show, idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. Email.
You can really email. Once, twice, whatever you want to do. Thursday, Dumber Than Zane Trivia presented by Cat Footwear. Jackpot's already gotten up there again. $1,200. That is Thursday. Earlier in the show, we shared a couple of conversations we had with older women. Really, they were both involved in crimes.
Yeah. Well, the young one was 70, so gives you an idea.
Yep. This is how it went. So I got two stories about old ladies that were either directly involved or should have been directly involved in a crime. And yesterday after the show, we gave both of these ladies a phone call.
Yeah, we sure did. What do you want to start with here?
Let's start with Lizzie Winfrey, who's a 94-year-old woman from Flint. She probably listens daily on Banana 101.5. Yeah. She seemed like a regular listener.
Yep. There's a little bit of background in order to get this set up. She's lives in a place, and there was somebody that tried to rob her home, and police showed up on the scene, and there was a firefight with cops. And she slept through the whole thing.
Yep. One of the teens that was trying to break in was shot in the leg after he fired shots at officers while running away. 2 others were arrested. It was no doubt chaotic, I bet. I'm sure the police arrived with sirens blaring, gunshots.
And she's asleep.
Yeah.
Slept through it. Slept through the whole thing.
Probably hard to believe when you hear her.
Amazing as that is, we had to know more, so we called this lady up.
Hello?
Hi, is this Lizzie?
Hello?
Hi, Lizzie.
Yeah, hello.
It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings show, not from the TV news. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
We wanted to talk to you about that amazing incident where you slept through the burglary last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was gunfire and everything, and you were snoozing away the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I didn't hear anything.
What the hell are you talking about?
You were probably just sleeping it away and dreaming of some young stud, huh?
No, just sleep.
Yep, tired from plowing.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I can sense it. Now, we read in the article that somebody was up to no good, and then some bad guy shot a gun at the police, right?
Yeah, that's what they said.
And the police shot the little right there. Right. So that's terrible that happened.
Yeah, it was.
Well, now it says here that your children live with you.
Huh?
Jesus.
Now you're 94 years old, right?
Yeah.
And the report said that your children live with you.
My daughter live here with me.
How old are they?
We live here together.
Okay, good. Now, how old are they? Like 80?
My youngest daughter.
How old are your daughters?
She's in her 50s.
50s?
Wow, you were putting out the late age.
She's grown.
You're very fertile.
Yeah, wow, you have good eggs there, Mrs. Winfrey.
Hey, everybody.
So what did the police say that, were you in any danger at all?
Well, I don't know what probably would have been in danger. Somebody hadn't saw him trying to break in, hadn't seen him breaking in.
Dumb slut.
English, please. Yeah. Uh-huh.
They didn't harm me.
Mm-hmm. They didn't. No, they sure didn't.
Thank God for that.
Wow. Now, do you sleep with a pistol next to you in case anybody came in? You could shoot their black ass when they walk in the door?
No. No, I don't sleep with no weapon.
But you do have one.
Uh-huh.
Steely, named Dan.
When was the last time you felt the touch of a man?
Huh?
I'm sorry, that sounded like the operator came on the line trying to connect us to the preacher.
Right.
Must have been some sort of misunderstanding.
Wow. Well, this is all well and good. We're glad that you're okay and that nothing.
Yeah, well, I'm all right.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for calling.
All right,
our pleasure.
All right,
thank
very
you.
Good.
I think the most fun was saying those things and watching the look on Freebeer's face.
Oh, my God. The idea of her answering about the 71 years ago, the last time she was touched by a man. Very unpleasant. Well, no, it had to be 54 years ago or whatever. 94 and her daughter's 54.
Oh, my God.
It's impressive.
Ooh. All right.
So that was the first lady.
Uh-huh. Yep.
We learned a lot about
big time
Oprah's mom, Lizzie.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The second lady we called is a spring chicken.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking. Jacqueline Cutright lives in Akron, Ohio, and someone also tried to break in on her. They did break into her house. She was indisposed, and the robber was wearing a clown mask, and the rest you'll get during the story.
Now, you said she's spring chicken. She's 70.
70.
All right.
Hello.
Hi, is this Jacqueline Cutright?
Yes, it is. Could you please speak up?
Sure, no problem, Jacqueline. It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings radio show. We're not with NBC News. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Great. We wanted to talk to you about that crazy incident. I know it's a couple weeks ago now where that clown tried to break into your house.
Yeah, he did break in.
Yeah. You were on the toilet making a hot squash, and there you were.
Yeah.
Right.
Your voice makes me horny.
Yeah, I was contemplating deep thought.
Yeah.
Yes. You were. All right. Yeah, no doubt.
You were.
And then all of a sudden a clown comes busting through.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what was going on. I kept waiting for someone to say, "Smile, you're on candid camera."
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, a good reference.
Yes,
right.
That is very current. Right. So you're there pushing out a mean wrinkler, and a clown comes walking up to you.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You see, was it like an invasion? He kicked down the door or just opened the door and come in?
He flung the door open, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I mean, you're sitting there pushing a LeBron James out of your anus.
Uh-huh.
And that guy's trying to steal your stuff. What did you say to him?
He had a knife in his hand. I was really, watching the knife.
Yeah.
It was 5 to 8 inches of a hunting knife.
Yeah.
So I said, "What do you want?"
Right.
So unbelievable. You're there trying to free Nelson Mandela, and this guy comes up to you and he's asking for money.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh. Now, how big was the deuce? Was it a good, healthy pile?
That's personal. Turd burglar.
Was it bigger than the knife?
Yeah.
Probably.
Dr. Oz says it should look like a question mark.
Did you beach it? You beached it. You beached it, didn't you?
So this is Asterd.
Well, so this guy, now, you had a really funny line in the newspaper because he's up there trying to rob you in your toilet while you're hanging a brown bear, and
Wiener poopy?
You said something very funny to that guy. What was the quote you said to the thief?
Well, I said, "Boy, did you pick the wrong house to rob? There's poor people here."
He took your 1991 Ford Escort, I see.
Yeah, you'd have thought that looking at the car, he'd have figured out there wasn't any money in the house.
Friend, loser.
Wow.
Well, most importantly, no one was hurt.
You're poor.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's right.
And they end up catching the guy? Is that right? Did they end up catching this clown?
Oh, yeah, they caught him, but not before he rolled my car twice.
Oh, that bastard.
He had to be like high on drugs or something, huh?
Yeah, I don't know about the drugs, but I did smell hard liquor on his breath.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and he probably smelled your feces, too.
So, I don't have a car, guys.
That is no good.
No. And a skid mark as long as Rhode Island.
The only thing I'm going to get for my car is $400. About the only thing I could buy with that is something for the derby, the soapbox derby.
Or a demolition one.
Also,
yes.
Reference.
I was going to say the same thing. Wow. Wow. Holy corny the pants.
You have a fixation, don't you?
Yeah, we've been told that before.
Yeah.
All right.
Jacqueline, we really appreciate you taking the time, and best of luck to you. I hope you get a car, okay?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, thank you, Jacqueline.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I like her smoker's laugh.
Buddy, oh my God.
Oh, nice ladies.
Yeah, hey, how are ya? Get a car right now.
You're going to get her a car right now?
Piece of cake.
Is this going to be tough talk? Give us something?
Of course it is. We're going to call Pig Nose, and we're going to say, why does she not have a car?
I wish we could think of someone who could possibly deliver the car to her.
I can't think of one person. Joe, can you think of anyone?
Joe? It's like an early holiday break-in.
I don't know anyone.
Let's call Craig at Highway Auto Sales. Tell him we need a car.
He promised us one already for a stunt we didn't bother doing.
Hello? Should I be answering the phone?
No.
I wouldn't have if I were you.
No, but too late.
It's too late. So how's it going, man?
Good, you?
Good. We got limited time, but we got an issue.
Okay.
We got this lady who some thug broke into her house when she was taking a dump in Akron, and we just had her on the phone, and the idiot took her car. It was like a $400 clunker and ruined this poor old hag's car. So somebody suggested we call you and say, give us a car so we can have Joe drive it over to there. Now, this is going to be different than the Billy Cyrus Achy Breaky Take Back tour, which didn't really get off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But this would have a quick turnaround. You got something that drives out good that we can hijack and have Joe deliver to this lady?
Helping the elderly.
You do know that I changed that all now.
What do you mean? You mean
runs and drives good anymore. I had to mix it up.
Why would you do that? That was wonderful.
That was your thing.
How did we know it drove out nicely if you don't write it drives out nicely?
That'd be like Little Caesars deciding not to sell pizza.
I got drives like a cream puff.
Drives like a cream puff?
Is that a good or a bad thing? I don't even know.
Yeah, that's not good.
It seems pretty wallowy.
Good thing, all right?
All right, well, listen.
All right.
Joe's coming over there and getting a car today, and he's going to pick whatever he wants.
Okay. I think I got one.
All right,
wait. This is amazing. How does this work out every time? How is it that Zane calls and says, hey, Pig Nose, give us a car, and then you go, yeah, I got one. You're either the best person ever or willing to accept the worst friend ever.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, Craig,
we're serious this time.
Yeah, this is a serious deal. Are you seriously down?
I am. It can be a teepee though?
It say what?
It can be a teepee though, right? But it runs good.
I don't know what that is.
A cheapie.
A cheapie. Yeah, dude. Well,
she had a 91 Ford Escort.
She's already used to a POS.
Joe, get her on the phone.
If we could we're going to get this lady on the phone. And then we'll deliver this car that I'm sure drives out good because you wouldn't sell any other car that if it doesn't drive out good. So I mean, what the heck?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, listen.
Because I like you.
Okay. Now, it's very important for listeners who have the opportunity to patronize Highway Auto Sales to do so, or at least keep them in mind when you need a vehicle. Right, Craig?
That's right.
All right, and you can go there, and there's more than one reason to go there. You go there and check out the selection. Go see that crazy-ass nose that's on Craig's face.
Diana have concocted a plan to get you back?
Well, you and my wife? Well, you can't.
Yeah.
Terrible at revenge. You can't tip me off to that.
Yeah, you're the worst at revenge.
You'll never know. It's coming.
No, that would have been like the Trojan horse incident where they said, hey, don't forget, we put some guys inside that horse and we're going to kill you when you go to sleep. See you later. Happy horse day.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we're gonna update this story arc tomorrow, but as long as you're down, I mean, that's the first step. That's a big key. All we got to do now is get this lady's address, and Joe is on the way.
Okay.
All right. Okay, man. Well, real good. Hey, Craig, what is the website so they can see the awesome descriptions of your vehicles?
HighwayAutoSalesAllen.com.
And that's HY?
Yeah.
Okay. HY.
Yeah, he's not sure.
WAY.
Okay.
Steve will link it.
All right. Steve's going to link it up. All right, Craig, we'll see you. Thank you. Okay, man. See you.
No worries on the runs out good. He's only clearly doing that on new inventory.
Yeah. There's still lots of old ones.
There's plenty that still run out good.
Yeah.
Now,
like the first 10 that I'm looking at all run out good.
Craig sold cars last time because of the Lindsay Lohan Freedom Machine.
You still does.
Now this one, we're not going to paint it or anything. This is just a good deed.
We're just going to go deliver this lady a car.
Susan in Albany emailed me after that aired the first time and said, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to because you guys did anything wrong. I thought it was funny, but what if you got this lady a new car? And then during the break, we said, we should talk about that. Steve?
He's really spicing it up a bit on the website, though.
Yeah,
I mean, like
what?
the Buick Century runs and drives out like new.
That's perfect.
Okay,
that's
the
Buick. Runs and drives out excellent. The other LeSabre runs and drives out amazing.
And I know the mechanic, Chris, because he does the work on the car. He can get all the urine smell out of those cars.
Mm-hmm. Joe, in order to make this a little stunty, you will drive this car to Akron, where she lives.
Yeah.
And then, as the stunt, you will get home on your own.
Yes, we will send you on your way.
We'll give you $100.
I was going to say 28.
28. All right.
Why? Random number. Mm-hmm. And then you have to get there, and the car will be empty. No gas.
You have to get back on your street smarts and your wits.
So he has to buy gas on the way there and then get back at a deficit?
Yes.
The idea is you will prostitute yourself out to hobos in order to hop trains.
You may learn to ride the rails.
You can stay in LeBron's Akron mansion. Congratulations. Yeah. Joe, did this woman not answer the phone?
No, she didn't.
All right, well, we'll get a hold of this.
We'll try to talk to her today.
Lady.
Okay. All right.
What if she won't talk to us now? Well, no car for her then.
Yeah, it's her law.
Yeah, Craig.
Well, then, too bad. Well, then Joe will drive the car down there and just smash it in front of her.
This could have been yours.
Drive it into the river. That's what you do. No, Joe.
This car's taking its talents to South Beach, and then you'll drive it to Florida and give it to LeBron James. Obviously. That's the only conclusion that could happen.
All right, perfect. Now, this one is definitely getting off the ground. This one is going to happen. The only thing that would slow this down is if this lady died or won't talk to us.
I was about to say, maybe that's possible.
If she croaked. But I don't think so. She sounded fit.
No, she looked pretty good. Her hair had just been done in Ronald McDonald guise.
She's been taking healthy stools.
Clearly.
Stash, put it on hold.
All right.
Adam, you have an idea of what Joe should do?
Yeah, I think Joe should deliver the car dressed as a clown.
Oh, she was robbed while she was.
Maybe bring a kazoo, sing her a little song
with no pants. Joe, try to slam her.
Oh, excellent!
Hold a knife in one hand and keys in the other, and say, "I'm going to give you this." And if she guesses right, we don't want to murder her, or even give her the insinuation that we're going to murder her.
Croaks on the hood of the Fiat he's going to give us.
How about this? We'll make the offer that Joe will only deliver the car to you if you're willing to accept it while you're on the toilet, since that's how you lost your old one.
I love that idea.
We got to take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwig Show.
97.9 GRD, Grand Rapids Rock Alternative, the Free Beer and Hotwig Show. Considerably cloudy, occasional showers today, 53. The high, it's 50 now. How about Craig at Highway Auto Sales?
Yeah, how about Craig at Highway Auto Sales?
That guy is great.
If you live here in West Michigan, you need a cheap car, maybe a car for your kid who's turning 16.
You're going to see a lot of cars for like $44.95 at Highway Auto Sales.
Yep.
So, and that's right up the alley that you were describing, Freebeer.
Exactly.
Of course, Craig has the obligatory $36,000 car on the lot as well, because yet another Corvette is for sale.
Does he think that one has a V6 in it?
I don't know, man. I swear to God he did that. He denies that now, by the way.
The conversation went like this. He got this Corvette, and he brings it over. I go, hey, dude, so what is the motor? Is this like a 350? He goes, I don't know. I think it's a V6. And I went, that doesn't sound right, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to go talk to Mr. Corvette Hot Wings later on and mention this.
Yeah,
and Hot Wings said his car should be taken away from him because that doesn't exist.
No, there hasn't been
You're not allowed.
There hasn't been a V6 Corvette since the very first year in 1953. Every other Corvette ever since then has had a V8 in it.
Sounds like what you're saying is it's a pretty easy mistake to make.
Yeah, most people.
He denies
clearly.
it. He absolutely stone cold denies it. But we have our eyes set on this Trofeo, Craig.
That's a nice looking.
Is it a
one.
Trofeo? Is that the one?
Yeah, the Toronado Trofeo with hidden headlamps and everything, real flashy.
It's an 88.
It's a 1990. But it has just over 100,000 miles on it, so I mean, assuming that it's had
400,000
decent maintenance on it, and that was at an area where things were really button intensive too. So the dash is real space agey in that dated kind of way.
And look, sentence 1. Here's a 1990 Oldsmobile Trofeo, power windows and locks, 3800 V6. Great miles. Next sentence, and really is a clean car inside and out. Runs and drives out great.
There it is. The other shoe has dropped.
Yes. Runs out very nice.
Awesome!
Well, you will do right if you go there. Now, Joe's going to try to get a hold of Jacqueline Burtlet or whatever her name was.
Yeah.
And we want to tell her that we want to bring her a car. And that Joe would like to have sex with her when he comes down.
Most notably, yes.
I like the idea of, in order to receive your new car, you have to be taking a dump.
Just like you were when you lost it.
And I need to be dressed like a clown.
I'm gonna park around the corner, dressed like a clown. You call me when you're on the dumper.
Jacqueline, would you agree that God works in mysterious ways? Yes.
You would?
Well, then we have something that's fairly mysterious. We're not God.
Yeah. Oh,
not by any
man,
stretch.
is that sweet. All right. Well, hopefully we'll have more on this tomorrow.
Yeah.
With actually getting Jacqueline back on the phone. Boy, what crazy hair, too, man.
Yeah, Hot Wings, it sort of was glossed over a little bit. But Hot Wings made a reference that she had Ronald McDonald there. That was not a wayward reference. That was exactly right.
It's true. That no doubt that clown thought he had just found his home.
Right.
Didn't mean to rob.
And Hot Wings, in discussing it both on and off the air, said there are some people who are unwilling to give in to even the glimmer of a gray hair on their body. Her hair is as fiery red as it would have been ever in her life.
Yeah, she's wearing huge ass Millsap old person sunglasses too. Great.
Do you know that the Oldsmobile 88 Royale?
Yeah, he's got
runs and drives out excellent.
Excellent.
Runs out excellent.
That's even better than nice or good.
It's a curveball there.
The 1996 Ford Taurus GL sedan, bargain basement priced at $2,000. A little bit of rust, but not bad. And it runs and drives out very good.
Yeah. I mean, she's going to be happy with anything. She had a 1991 Ford Escort. Can you even get a price on that if you put it into Auto Trader, or into KBB?
Oh, boy.
No.
I mean, that's worth $1 or one packet of hair dye.
No, if it's considered worth $400, that means you could get maybe $100 for somebody who wants just the rear view mirror off of it.
This is a huge step up. Well, we need look no further than the vehicle that we took all the way across the country. That van, the Lindsay Lohan Freedom Machine, that we just grabbed off the lot. We went up to Craig and said, we believe we're going to take this car. And then Chris, the mechanic, did the final check on it and updated the brakes. Good to go. Gone.
Yep. Easy.
So assuming we can get a hold of her, Joe, you'll be on the road, and then...
Yeah.
We want to have you go be insulting to LeBron James at the return game in Cleveland. We don't know how to get you in there. Media credentials have been requested so much to the Cavaliers that they're now turning them down. So that
just sneak in. That is
your goal.
Just go.
See if you can get in with heightened security. Those guys, that gold guy always gets into the Super Bowl every year. Certainly, you can get into a basketball game.
Come on, Joe.
You're sharp wits.
You're cunning. Those people are from Cleveland. They eat their fingers.
We could make it your goal, Joe, to wake LeBron up the morning of the game at his hotel.
You'd have to stay up all night.
Mm-hmm. Bang on doors.
Waking LeBron James.
Hey, man, I just want to let you know that people here really think you're kind of a jerk.
The producer Joe, free car for hair dye lady LeBron James Freedom Tour.
We'll see how it goes.
All right. That's good.
JT is in next. It's 97.9 GRD.